I'm Ray.
And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're talking about The Blueberry Boys by Gianna Sibal.
Yay!
I hope I remotely pronounced that correctly. She told us how to pronounce it.
Sibal.
So hopefully if I screwed it up, I'm super sorry, Gianna.
No, I think you hit it. Hit it.
Nailed it.
So what? Spoiler alert, we have an interview that's going to be attached to this episode.
We do.
Gianna Sibal will be talking with us today. We talked with her earlier. She's delightful.
She really is. She's so sweet.
She's adorable. So we're going to mix her in a couple times, one for bright spots and then at the end. So, or we'll tell you when it's going to come. That's what she said.
I was waiting for it.
Boom! But yeah, so we of course we asked her what her bright spot was.
Of course
Hello. We did. I got a question for you.
What is it?
so
scared.
So, okay, everyone had their weird 90s boy band they listened to. So everyone liked NSYNC. I saw NSYNC.
Do you even have to ask me?
No, well, hold on. Let me ask the question.
All right.
Okay, so I two-fisted it at NSYNC.
The NSYNC concert. I remember.
Yep. So, but the one thing I remember is BB Mac. I loved fucking BB Mac. What is the out of the way? I mean, everyone loves 98 Degrees. What was the random, weird, outside of the norm boy band that you liked back then?
I mean, I really liked 98 Degrees.
They were pretty great. What was that one about Abercrombie and Fitch? LFO. LFO?
LFO?
Yeah, I think so. I like girls who wear Abercrombie.
Oh my god.
What a horrible, horrible song.
Yeah, it was LFO. I just Googled it.
Of course I remember that fucking shit.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Jesus.
Yeah. Did you like them?
I did. Is that... Oh, it's called Summer Girls. That's what that one's... Oh.
Yeah, Summer Girls.
Chinese food makes me sick. And I think it's why when girls shop 5 for the summer.
I mean, we talked about Bare Naked Ladies in the last episode, so...
I am not ashamed.
Oh, no one should be ashamed of Bare Naked Ladies. However, LFO, maybe yes.
Maybe a little of that, yeah.
No, Bare Naked Ladies, no. I would, for reals, still listen to. So they have a Christmas album with Sarah McLachlan where they do, not Drummer Boy, what the hell is it? Good King, oh God. It's good.
You've already blown my mind.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Great. You know, I just realized we get to go through a Christmas. We haven't gone through our actual Christmas together in as a podcast.
We have not. Because we started recording before Christmas, but we didn't release until after.
Right. So I'm so excited.
Should we choose Christmas themed books?
Yes.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Let's get to fall. Okay, so guys, the other thing we realized late is that next year, if you're still around, and we hope that you're still listening, is that we're going to have themed months. We would have Pride Month if we had,
Speaking of Pride Month, Alexis Hall started husband material. He posted about it on Instagram today.
I can't handle it.
It's like the opening page of husband material he posted or something.
Luke.
His barrister boyfriend.
When I insted him, I said, there's 3 people in Ohio that fucking are so happy today.
So excited today.
So excited.
Cannot wait.
So excited.
God, I'm very excited.
And I need to read Rosalie Palmer. I do need to read
I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, that's a play on Rosie Palms, right?
What?
Rosie Palms.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure that's... when we have Alexis on, we can ask him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be hopping to be on our podcast.
Hopping. He'll be hopping excited. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hang on. So, question for you then. What was your off the wall, like, boy
besides
band?
BB Mac.
Okay.
I like those. I loved those British ones. I loved them. There was another one. Oh, shit. BB Mac was the big one. Oh, God. They had doofus names back then, too. They were dumb. I don't remember. But the one I remember is BB Mac. Yeah, I mean, they had like one song, especially here in America. I mean, because we only got what their biggest hits were from there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who I loved my senior year was Tal Bachman. She's so high.
Oh my God.
High above me. She's so lovely. Oh, he was hot. Yeah, I loved Tal Bachman. Yeah, I also loved the X-Files. So I loved the X-Files soundtrack because that movie came out when I was a senior in high school.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Hanson.
I didn't like Hanson. But
I liked some of it.
I mean, it's fine. Like, actually,
I just
think
Googled
those guys
like
are cool
90s
now.
songs because I was like drawing a blank of everything that I listened to.
Yeah. There was a lot.
There really was. I also had I have terrible taste in men. I had a major, major crush on Vanilla Ice. Don't come at me.
Oh, I mean, we all did.
I don't know what to tell you.
Have you ever seen Cool as Ice?
I absolutely have.
So I've seen Cool as Ice a couple times. I've seen Cool as Ice as a riff tracks. So the guys who did MST3K have their own studio they call Riff Tracks, and you can buy the riff tracks to watch with the movie. It's amazing.
Doing the Lord's work.
Agreed. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
going to the zoo.
Also Free Britney. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, we had Lisa Loeb and the 9 Stories. We had oh my God, was it What If God Was One of Us?
Who was that?
Oh, Eddie DeFranco?
Hang on. Joan Osborne? Osborne.
Yes! It was Joan Osborne, yes.
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 Oh my God.
Me and my silver tab jeans. Tell ya.
That record was called Relish.
I'm
God,
telling
what a
you.
weird time.
I was working during the summers at that point, like as a document intern. And it was Bare Naked Ladies, the X-Files soundtrack. I really enjoyed Foo Fighters.
Oh.
We've talked about that before. I mean, come on. Hello. Dave Matthews Band. Oh my God, Dave Matthews. Like, I still love Dave Matthews Band so much. It's fucking not even funny. Like, I would still throw so many legs over Dave Matthews.
Yeah. Oh. He's awesome.
I was supposed to see him last summer. So I'm like,
I know.
Totally just, I know. And I will never see him this year. That's fine. That's cool. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset about it at all. It's fine. Okay. Hey.
Hi.
Veronica.
Yes, dear.
Tell me something good.
So my bright spot came out of a real dark spot. So I had a shit day on Tuesday, and I won't get into it, but I just had a wretched fucking day. And I had texted my husband, this is mildly complicated, but my husband's nephew's fiance. Because she and I had been talking. She's amazing. But she and I have been talking a couple days prior and kind of commiserating over a specific thing. And on Tuesday, that specific thing sort of hit the fan for me. And so I texted her, and I shit you not, like 90 minutes later, we're like getting our kid ready for bed or whatever. And I just happened to look out the front windows of the house, and like I watched her pull in the driveway.
Aww.
And I was like, what the? I said to my husband, like she's in our driveway.
There's a random person in our driveway.
I'll be back. I mean, I said her name, but I don't want to like her privacy. So I like went downstairs and I was like, hey, what you doing? And she brought me a fucking care package.
Oh, so sweet.
Full of wine and chocolate. And it was so nice because I had texted her and was like, it hit the fan. Bring on the wine and chocolate. Because she and I have been commiserating, like, yeah, I definitely, she said, like, yeah, when that happened to me, I definitely ate, like, a chocolate croissant from Starbucks in the car while I cried. I was like, yeah. So, anyway, that was, like, it made me feel a lot better. And she stayed and talked for a little bit. And it just, like, really, I could have, like, gone down a spiral. And I definitely did, but like she kind of like stopped it. She was like,
we're
gonna stop up here.
Yeah.
She like slid a cushion out and was like, okay, let's just maybe not go the whole way down. Let's stop like part of the way down. Let's bounce back up, okay?
Yeah.
It was just awesome. It was just so sweet, and I cried because I was like, I cannot believe you did this.
It was very sweet. I mean, what you showed
sweet.
me that she gave you was awesome.
Yes, like edible cookie dough and chocolate and like Ghirardelli squares and wine and a cute card. And I was like, oh, I chose good. I chose a good family.
You did. I mean, honestly, we don't recognize him enough on this podcast, but your hubby is an amazing person.
He is. He's pretty great.
If you heard that in the background, I just threw a treat to my dog. Because I bought her a bed. I bought her a bed to be down here with us. And
pretty sure she just went back upstairs.
She said, fuck off, all you. I'm going to leave this upstairs. Yep. Yeah, cool.
Hey, Ray.
Thanks. Yeah.
Tell me something good.
So I had this week off. And because I'm between jobs. It's a good thing. It's
so exciting.
I'm excited.
You should be.
I'm excited because I'm going to be working with kids who are from underprivileged families. So I will get very emotional, so I'm not going to talk about it. But instead, I'm going to talk about the one thing I did. It is a connection to the bright spot I had 2 weeks ago, and I saw In the Heights in the theater.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's so awesome.
Yes. So guys, if I went to the theater, I went to the movie theater. It was like my friend and I and no one, and which is I'm sure not the experience that everyone's gonna have, but movies are back, and
I still have not been to one.
So Lin-Manuel and John Chu. Both do this like thank you for coming to the movies sort of thing at the beginning of it, and it's very heartwarming. And I've had this. We talked a little bit about it before we started our interview, and I've had this sort of epiphany. I don't want to say epiphany, but I mean it kind of is. It's like I had this a bit of this bubble of jealousy, and it's a good-hearted jealousy. It's like it's more of like I'm never going to experience what these people experience in this movie and this community because I grew up in white suburbia. So I would say it's so amazing to have this, to be able to witness this experience of being a Latina. And I know that I understand that there's issues because supposedly Lin-Manuel did not hire very dark-skinned Latino people. I'm a white person, so I'm not going to get into that at all. That is somebody else's thing.
Yeah, I would say that's outside our purview.
That is outside. Exactly. That is not I'm just saying I loved it from the fact is like I am not part of this community, and I loved being able to see part of this community and being able to view a part of it and understand like what I will never experience. And to me, it was beautiful and saddening for me, just because my kid, like, I don't have kids, and they're not going to experience that, and they're not going to have. It's a beautiful thing that I don't know a lot of us will be able to relate to. So I would recommend seeing in the theater, because there's like the 96,000 song. It's cool because you can actually feel them jumping into the water, into the pool. You can feel
fun.
like it. Yeah, you feel like, because of the Dolby sound, like you can feel the impact. It's cool. And if anybody who likes Brooklyn Nine-Nine, fucking
That show is
Santos
so funny.
is is it Carla? She's like the one of the main women, and I was sitting there going, oh my god, that's so and so from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, no, I have to look it up.
Yeah,
I
would
need to
recommend.
just watch that whole show.
I would recommend. I mean, the music's fantastic. Again, this is the second time I'm going on and on about In the Heights, but
Nothing wrong.
It's, as a white person, I'm just trying to I'm gleaning something from it, and I just, I enjoyed it, and I can hope that I want to go to every heritage festival on the planet, because I want to get this sense of community and love and cultural identity that these people have, that I will never experience. So
Yeah. She also, that actress, plays Sonia on Modern Family, who that character. So it's Gloria's sister.
Wait,
from Colombia.
Oh, okay. So she's the
woman who
one
plays
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah.
What's her name? Stephanie something. Muniz?
Let me go back up. Hang on. Stephanie Beatriz.
Yeah.
And she is brilliant as Sonia.
Oh, she's fantastic in this, because I was like, she can sing. I mean, she's got some, like, she doesn't have like a lot of singing role, like, because so the woman who plays Daniela is fucking Mimi, who originated the role of Mimi in Rent.
What?
Right? It took me until, like, I saw it and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Daphne Rubin Vega.
My candle. Yeah, that's Mimi. Yeah. She's amazing. And she has two of the best songs. She's got Carnaval de Barrio, which is so awesome. Yeah, so that is my bright spot.
That's awesome.
So let's stop talking about In the Heights now.
Okay. Shall we ask Gianna what her bright spot is?
We should.
Gianna, girl, what is your bright spot?
So I got to try the Cajun sauce from McDonald's last Sunday. It came out recently in the Philippines, and it was unexpectedly good. I didn't expect it to be so good. And then I also finished editing a good fantasy book ahead of my work deadline. And then I also reached past 100,000 word count mark for the novel I'm working on. So
that's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Good for you. Is it a continuation of this series, or is it a separate?
It's a completely different, separate thing that I'm working on. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Is that going to be through Cherry, or is that separate?
It's separate also. It's just something that I wanted to try to post online for free. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, send us, if you feel comfortable, send us the whatever you got, when it's up and running, and we'll post it to our stuff. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations to you. That's all good stuff.
Thanks.
I don't think I've tried the Cajun sauce at McDonald's. Have you? Right?
No.
I don't think I have.
I didn't, but I'm kind of excited about it now.
You guys can try it. It's really, really good.
I pass at McDonald's all the time. I never leave the house anymore. COVID.
Well, there's a thing here. It's called hot chicken. Have you had hot chicken, Veronica?
No.
Oh god, it's Nashville. That's the thing in Nashville, Tennessee, is hot chicken, and it's a thing, and it's
hot chicken. I've never been in Nashville, But I understand the Popeyes Bojangles debate. So, well, shall we take a little break and then come back and talk about the book?
Sure.
All right. Let's do that. Jinx.
Good.
And we're back.
We're back, dude. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, so let's talk about this book.
Yes, please.
Do you want me or do you want to read the summary?
I can read it. I have it up already.
You're so good at it because it makes you sound so sexy.
Oh,
love it.
does it? Well, thank
It
God, because
does.
that's my retirement plan.
Nice. All right.
Pretty sure
Go
all
for
of my
it.
neighbors think I'm a cam girl at this point because it's
Oh,
like,
I've told you I've walked Luna with my wig
Mm-hmm.
and full makeup on and sweatpants, and they're like, "That fucking bitch's a whore." It's fine. It's cool. It's cool.
very sure that they can all like see me through this window behind me. I don't care. Let them think what they
Legit.
think.
Legit, you have a blue wig and I have a promising young woman wig on, so
Mm-hmm.
it happens. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we might be like a violent duo.
Let's do it.
The other day, really quick, I was at the gym and there's like a big garage door. So like for airflow. So the garage door is open because it always is when it's like halfway decent outside. And there's a dumpster like not far, like really close to where the garage door is.
With all the men in.
Yes. And a dude pulled up in like a black SUV and dumped some shit in the dumpster and then sat in his GMC and stared at a bunch of us. Now, I don't know
weird.
who he was staring at exactly, but I could see him. Like I was in direct line of sight. He could have also been staring at the coach. He could have also not been staring at us at all. But it was creepy as fuck. And so I made sure to keep staring back at him because he also had sunglasses on. So then I couldn't like exactly
Did you
tell
like
where he was
lift a
looking.
weight and look at him at the same time?
Well, we were still warming up. So like I absolutely like made eye contact with him. And at one point I said, now I'm at the gym surrounded by like very strong people. Okay. One of the other guys in my class, I watched back squat like 300 something pounds the other day. Okay. So like I was not in fear for my life. I was angry. And I've also just have the rage of a millennial woman who has been raising a toddler through a pandemic. And so I'm kind of like at the end of the rope, right? So I looked at him and I said to the coach and the dude who had back squatted 300 pounds, and he's another coach at the gym. And I was like, he has 5 seconds before I go out there and ask him what the fuck his problem is. And then he drove away.
He fucking knew it. He knew it.
And the male coach goes, I think he heard you. And I was like, good.
Good. Exactly. Fucking good.
My husband goes, oh my God, can you please not piss off people who might be in the mafia? And I was like,
I don't fucking care.
I'm sure it was fine. No, we actually did find out later, like the coach asked the owner of the building, like, this weird thing happened. And he was like, oh, he actually works in the building. And I was like, oh, can you just tell him to not be so fucking creepy then? Because that was not okay. Like, we were, the women who could see him, like, we were very creeped out.
You know what? If you're doing something that you're like, this could be misconstrued, don't fucking do it, because somebody out there is like, that's a fucking creeper, man. That's a creeper.
We did go, the coach went and looked at, like, what he threw in the
out?
dumpster.
It was not like a body?
Not bodies. It was like empty boxes. Fine.
So, can I tell you about the text message I got this morning? Can I if we're on a side venture
I'm
here.
scared.
No, it's hysterical because, okay, so I love my friend. He lives in West Virginia. He's from here. And I love him dearly. But this is the text message I got from this morning. They found a dead body wrapped in a blanket at the landfill in Martinsburg.
Good morning. Did you send him back the Ramos gift?
Oh, I should have. So my thing now is I send to everyone, Anthony Ramos hey, yo, good morning from In the Heights. No, I did not. I just wrote Jesus. I was like, okay, so this is how we're starting our morning. So, yeah. FYI, that's the second or third body they've just found in the woods there. Cool.
Someone needs to call Mark Harmon.
I'm telling you, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, there's some again serial killers happening. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get back on the book.
Let's do that.
There are no serial killers in the book.
No, there are
None
not.
that we know of, I guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we took a turn. All right.
We did.
So this is, as per the Amazon description, this is The Blueberry Boys by Gianna Sibal. Hopefully I said that even close to a little bit right. Okay, here we go. Sabina Kyle has it all. She's a stunning model at the pinnacle of her career and the fierce managing editor of a top lifestyle magazine. She has strong friends and family that support her drive and determination and call her out on her mistakes. In everything she does, she gives her all, except with Tristan Bishop. When it comes to Tristan, Sabina has 3 rules. No kissing, no talking about it at work, no feelings, no strings, no complications. But Tristan, the gorgeous, strong 6'1" secretary / bodyguard, makes her want to break every single one of her rules and then some. The crazy, no, the terrifying thing is, for him, she might break them again and again. Can Sabina let Tristan in and stay true to herself, or is their connection too intense for the both of them? Will Sabina's thirst for Tristan be sated even after she learns his hidden secrets?
Maybe.
The $1 million question, y'all.
Right? Okay, so...
Should we fill in some things?
Let's fill in some things.
So, Sabina, as the description lays out, she works as an editor at a lifestyle magazine. She's also a model. I think she was a model before and then ended up working as an editor. So she still does some modeling on the side. She starts hooking up with Tristan.
Yeah, it's very much it's just spontaneous. I mean, she wants it. I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
But when the book opens up, Tristan is not working for her.
No,
he is already quit.
He's quitting.
I think he already had, because it was flashbacks that they were talking about, because her new dude was there at the wedding with her.
Yeah.
Denver? Is that his name?
Denver. Yeah, Denver.
So Tristan quits, and it's very out of the blue. And she's not happy about it.
You don't know why.
Yeah, he's not explicit as to why.
We're going to spoil because something happens 50% way through, which will be spoiled in our interview, so we kind of have to spoil it. I mean, it's not... I mean, it's big, but it's something that comes halfway...
It's a big fucking deal.
It comes halfway through, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a very big deal.
To be able to talk about the book, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So if you're interested in reading it, you might just want to hit pause. If you don't want to know.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I'd like my spoiler alert for Wicked. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
So anyway, Tristan quits. She doesn't know why. He says it has nothing to do with you.
Something's happening.
Something's going on, and I can't work here anymore.
Yeah.
She eventually, a few weeks later, her life is in shambles, and she's just she's gone through this PR nightmare because after Tristan quit and they stopped sleeping together, she just was at a club and hooked up with a dude, and then found out he was married with a family.
After she hooked up with him.
Yeah. So she didn't know. I mean, she didn't do it intentionally.
It's not her fault.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't looking for no.
She wasn't trying to do that.
The first married dude, to jump, throw a leg over.
It just happened. Right.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? He was fucking married. Why would he be at a club, dancing with a bunch of women?
Right.
Why would I think he was married?
Right.
So she wants him to come back to work because bodyguard / secretary. So it's not so much really about the bodyguard issue. It's the secretary issue because he kept all of her shit locked down.
Yup.
And new dude is not hacking it.
Denver, the last dinosaur.
So she goes to his condo and is like, please come back to work. I will literally double your salary and give you anything you want. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't want to work 23 hours a day for you. I want to work normal fucking hours. Like 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever it is. So she agrees. She gives him a huge raise, and he comes back and works more normal hours. But they're not resuming the fuck buddy situation they had going on in the past. In fact, it like sort of looks like he's trying to date someone else.
Claire? No.
Claire. Yeah, I think it's Claire. Yeah. At any rate, eventually she decides that she does want to try and actually date Tristan, because when they were just fuck buddies, he had said like, I want to go out on a date with you. And she just kicked him out of her apartment. Like, basically is how that ended.
Yeah.
But he clearly feels more for her, and she, even though she seems to feel more for him, is just like, no, my rule is that I don't do serious relationships. We're just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that with you.
Right.
But eventually she changes her mind, and they start like actually entering a real relationship.
Right. So I think we do need to talk, like, do you want to talk about it now, or do we want to talk about it later? Let's
just talk about it now.
Yeah, so I know. So
we're sighing because this is the shitty part. Like,
yeah, so
this sucks.
They're in a relationship at this point. They're like, they are together, like,
and they love each other.
Yeah, like,
I don't know if I think he waits
they don't
until
express. Yeah, I don't think they've expressed that they love each other at this point, but you kind of get the feeling that they are like pretty involved, and
they have serious feelings for each other.
And he keeps saying, I have something to tell you, I have something to tell you, I have something to tell you. And what he has to tell her is he has a kid.
And this is a big deal because Sabina has absolutely no desire to A, get married, or B, raise children. None whatsoever. And
it's really not his kid, but it's his kid. Like, it's his nephew, but his brother and sister-in-law are passed on, and so he has taken custody of this child, and this child calls his child Brandon calls him Papa.
Yeah, so the brother and the sister-in-law died, and that's why he quit, because he was taking responsibility for Brandon, and Brandon was moving in with him. He is helping to take care of Brandon with his sister, his last remaining sibling, Ian. Yeah, I think it's short for Iana, I think is her name. But she is like an ER physician, like an ER resident, I believe. And so her schedule is fucking crazy, which is why he quit. Because he was like, I can't work for you 23 hours a day.
Right.
And like still take care of this child with the person who is helping me raise the child, my sister, has a crazy schedule. One of us needs to have a normal schedule.
Right.
So she finds that out, and like the last half of the book is them trying to like navigate this new situation where they both clearly love each other, but his life is not what she wants.
Right.
And so the two of them are trying to figure out what they can do about that.
She very much is like, it's not like she wavers. She sticks to her guns. She does not want to have kids. She does not. In the whole time, she's like, this is your child. It's not my child. And like, he even says, like, you're a great mom to Brandon. Yeah. She's like, nope, not a mom. Nope.
No. She describes like the visceral, like panicked reaction that she feels, like a tightness in her chest when he talks about it. And at one point, like, Brandon calls her mama, and she like flips. Like totally flips out.
Yeah. Okay, so how we
That part
handle
bums
this?
me out so much.
I know. So how we handle this is, thank you for saying, Mickey. We do a compliment sandwich. So we do a pro, and then we do. So our pro is our top bun, which is usually something like, whatever. And then our meat is our con, which is like depending on the book is depending on the meat that's inside. It could be a piece of bacon, it could be a piece of turkey, it could be a double-decker sandwich. So it depends on what it is. The bottom bun is our other pro, so it rounds it out. Veronica, please give me a pro.
So my top bun is Sabina is a non-traditional heroine in basically every sense of the word.
Agreed.
Biggest ones, she doesn't want to get married, doesn't want to have kids. You never see that in romance novels, ever. Now, I personally don't think that means you can't have like a happy ending to, like, I don't think that means you're not going to get some sort of happily ever after. Your happily ever after just looks different.
Right.
Also, it is Pride Month still. She is bisexual. And she's also not white. And so I loved like at one, and that's very, it's not like a thing that it's in the third person, but it's from her perspective. Like it surrounds her. You don't ever get Tristan's perspective.
Right.
But it's not a thing that she explicitly discusses frequently, her not being white, but she has like a fight with an editor at one point.
Yeah.
Who whitewashed her skin, who lightened her skin up. So it's unclear like what ethnicity or nationality she is, but we know she's not white.
Right.
And I love that you have this heroine who is like underrepresented anyway in romance. She's bisexual, she's not white, and she doesn't want the marriage and the babies.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I love that, like, to me, that's so important to be able to show that to women who also don't want, like, maybe they do love romance novels. Maybe this is a thing that they really enjoy reading about, but they don't want to get married or they don't want to have children. Yes, and they don't fucking cave about it. Because, like, something that I know I highlighted it, it's in there somewhere. Something that people always told me, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous because I'm married and I have a kid, but, like, I didn't want to get married or have a child. I said that 1.5 billion times from age 20 to 25 or 16 to 20, whatever it was. But people always said to me, when you meet the right person, you'll change your mind. And I have never fucking said that to one person because it's the most condescending bullshit I have ever heard in my entire life. Don't fucking say that to people. Just don't fucking say that. People say it to her all the time. Her dad says it to her in this book. And I hate it. Like, when I read that line, like, I, like, dropped my Kindle and was, like, so angry. Because fuck you. Like, you don't have a fucking right to tell people that. You just don't.
So, I'm gonna give a little bit of Gianna's, which you're gonna learn from Gianna's interview, is that she's from the Philippines. So culturally, is that this is the norm. Is that you're raised to want to get married and have kids. So it's
very Catholic.
It's very Catholic. So her having this character who is like, no, fuck you all. I'm going to do what I want. And if that just means not having kids and not being married, I'm just going to fucking do it, is a big thing. It's a big deal.
It is. It's a very big deal. And I'm grateful that she did it, to be frank, to be totally honest. Like, it's just, I dislike that so innately women are taught that. And it's not like necessarily, it is explicit sometimes, but it's also very implicit, and that women are told that they need to learn how to cook and take care of people and clean and become mothers, and always let your career take a back seat to being a mother and a wife. And it's just like, okay, but like, what if you don't want that? What if I just don't fucking want that?
Well, I mean, and I think it's really funny because I read so many Regency stuff, and because you are the more modern, I'm the more Regency novel lover. Especially now, I'm reading a Lucy Monroe, who is it's a Lucy Monroe Regency. I love you, Lucy. We love you. And the heroine in that book is very much like she's on like big time on the Mary Wollstonecraft. Was it Wollstonecraft or Wollstonestone? The blue, like the blue stocking. Women can do what they want, that sort of thing. Like that plays a huge part in this book, and it's interesting because like I am very much we're very opposite because I'm the one who was like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this, and I never ended up getting married, never having kids, and I'm completely fine with that. But it's just we're polar opposites. And the fact that I like Regencies where they tell you, like, this is what you're supposed to fucking do. And, like, you're supposed to be, like, subservient to your husband. I'm like, I love it. It's very interesting. It's super interesting. But, yeah, I mean, I can't eat it up at the same time. Like, it in my heart, it pulls at me going, no, this is not normal. This is not normal. Like, you need to rail against this.
It's one of the things I really loved about Suddenly You.
Yes.
Lisa Kleypas, because she was so like, she was what, 30 or something? Like it was her 30th birthday. She was essentially buying herself a hooker so that she wouldn't be a virgin anymore. Like
in this book too, she's 24. She's a spinster.
I thought she was 20.
No. In this book that I'm reading, this Lucy Monroe book, she's a spinster at 24, but she's like, she's all about like women's liberation.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes. Fucking yes.
Yes. Like it's just, I love that it's for a non-traditional heroine. Like it's so underrepresented to have a heroine who is not focused on like her love life.
Right.
Well, it's just,
we're also in a situation that other countries are not like we have the opportunity and we have the ability to say, I don't want to get married. Like me. I mean, no one's going to look at me differently because I'm not married and have kids. They're like,
they might, but fuck them. Who cares?
Right. They're like, this, the weirdo has all the cats. It's fine. It's fine.
She's wearing a baller wig.
Right. And I have a cute ass fucking dog.
Yeah, you do.
Right, you do. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, that's just...
It's socially acceptable. You're not going to be stoned to death because you're not
right,
married.
And I'm not going to be like, but who knows where some of these other countries still think, like, it's weird that somebody's not married and have kids.
Right, which is very sexist in and of itself because people don't look at men like that.
Well...
Fucking George Clooney didn't get married until he was, like, 50 or whatever.
I mean...
To an amazing woman.
Right.
So anyway, that's my top on is
like
a non-traditional heroine who checks a lot of like minority boxes, like we've got boxes. In fact, at one point she's bisexual, which she talks about like in an interview that she's giving in the book. But at one point, she's just like looking for someone to fool around with, and she like calls one of her like lady friends.
Yup.
And I was like, yes, Sabina, get it.
Get it. Fucking get it. Get
it, girl.
Your puss. It's fine. Oh
my God, Gianna was so cute when we did that interview. She was like, "Is it okay if I swear?" And we were like, "Are you really? Yeah."
Have you met us? Fuck yeah.
We've been trying to tone it down for you.
Yeah.
Just trying to not make an ass out of ourselves. All right, girl, what is your top one?
So at one point, Gianna in her novel writes about Sabina falling in love with Tristan as like the 7 stages of grief, and it made me laugh so hard. But it was like, yeah, sometimes it is the 7 stages of fucking grief. Like you've got denial and oh my God, my brain, I'm trying to go through, because she actually said when we were talking with her, anger, bargaining, depression. Oh, and she said, what was it about her friends?
She said that she had, you'll hear it a little bit later, but she said that at one point one of her friends was going through a breakup, and like somehow each of her friends got assigned like a stage of grief. Mm-hmm. and Gianna was assigned depression.
I was like, oh. But it comes out, acceptance is the last one. And so I thought that was like, actually, you know what? Like, for somebody like Sabina, yes, it's going to be like, yes, you're going to have bargaining. You're like, okay, so I like this guy. What do I do with this? Like,
Yeah. This is nothing like what I was expecting my life to be.
Right. Like, okay, so if I kind of do this, what can I give up to like him? Like, so you've got that. I mean, it makes complete sense. You have the depression where you're like, my God, I'm falling in love with this person. Great. This is not what I wanted my life to be.
Right.
I mean, we've all been there. I think we've all been to that place where we love someone even though we're not super happy that we love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you finally get to that acceptance where you're like, fuck it. Yeah, cool. I love them. I fucking love it. This is my life. And I'm super happy with it.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed how she kind of set that up.
Yeah, I think that was I totally agree with you. That was such like an interesting and unique way of showing how Sabina was like moving through her feelings and like working through the way that she felt.
Because you get so many other novels that you tangentially get it. Like you can see like how they relate to the other person. But this actually puts a stopper in and says, this is this stage, this is this stage. And it's like, yeah. And so you as the reader can relate to that being like, okay, now I get this. I've been there. I mean, I have to say that the other one isn't, like the other aspect isn't, but this one is very much like, here's this, here's this category, here's this category, here's this category.
Yeah.
So, agree.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So, we get to the meat. I think you and I are on the same meat.
Right.
We're sharing the same meat. Let me pour tea. Let's spill some tea.
Spill that tea.
All right. So who wants to verbalize it?
I can talk about it. So the thing that I wish for this novel is that it just had better editing. Because I think that like when it came down to it, the things that bothered me about it, an editor should have caught. I think. I'm trying to like think of an example that is demonstrative and like, for example, having like one of her friends is a preschool teacher, but also owns a bakery.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you can't do both of those things. I'm just saying that that's like excruciatingly difficult.
Right. I mean, when you're so any kind of teacher here, especially and we learn and you will learn is that it's not in the United States. It's
made up. Like it's not like rooted anywhere in particular. It's just a made up area that she came up with.
But
which is fine.
If your frame of reference is the United States, anybody who's in the classroom has usually aides, and as much work as the teacher themselves has.
Aides meaning helpers.
Yeah, aides, exactly. So the aides do as much work as the actual teacher does. They do a lot of work. Even for preschool, it's amazing. Like preschool, you still have to have lesson plans.
Yeah,
and you still have to have like the growth comparison and the growth development plans. So there's a lot of work.
There's a lot of work. It's not just, teachers don't just work from like 9 to 3 or like whenever your kid goes to school. Like they're working earlier than that and later than that.
Right.
Consistently.
So to have a bakery on top of that is really tough.
How would you get there? Like you'd have to get there.
I mean, I guess you could start. I mean, well, bakeries for the most part. I mean, a lot of times bakers start at 4 a.m. or whatever. But like this person would have no life.
Right.
So it's tough. Like, yeah, it's something
which sort of plays into the fact that like that friend, Andy is that friend. So Andy wants a baby like now. Mm-hmm. And her husband, they've like recently gotten married. That's the wedding that's happening at the beginning of the book. And her husband is like, how in the actual fuck would we have time?
Right. Because he's a producer.
Yeah.
So, like, he has no time. Because I don't think people realize what a producer does. But producers, especially, it's a movie producer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
So movie producers, like, they're the ones who bring the money in. They bring the money. They bring the money. They make sure the director's set. They are the ones who are pulling the strings for everything. I've been a producer before. It's a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of work.
Not for a movie, but, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, like, just little things like that, like, I guess pulled me out.
Yeah.
You know, where, like, I looked at that and I was kind of like, I don't see that being a realistic combination of jobs for someone. Like with Sabina working as an editor and also modeling, I could kind of get, because like that's a side gig that you can do like in your
Tyra Banks-esque. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like Tyra Banks modeling for Victoria's Secret, but also having a show, or, you know, like that to me, that's like more of a believable combination of careers because they tie together.
Right.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it would just be really fucking difficult.
It's tough. Well, even Tristan with everything and then being a dad is tough.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
how he hid the kid from her for that long was like, I was like, how did you do that?
Right. So it's just things that, like, I mean, honestly, like, it's just things that I think somebody would have been like, we need to tighten this up.
Yeah. I do think, and I'll get back into this a little bit when I do my bottom bun, but I think that Gianna's pretty young still. I mean, she's she's in college. So, like, I think that she has a lot of potential as a writer. Like, there are some beautiful moments in this book.
Yeah. And
some beautifully written moments. I just, like, I almost felt like it was I don't know who the editor was, but I almost felt like did her a disservice a little bit.
Well, and she told us that she does have Wattpad's stories for the other characters, and I told her to please send those to us, and we will post them, because I think it would be interesting to.
I kind of want to know the Andy Reisen or Reisen story and the MJ. Was it MJ?
MJ
and Adrian?
Adrian. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'd be interesting to know those two going into, because I think we felt like we almost had a little bit of a disservice because we didn't know those other couples. That's true. Because they play such a huge part in this book, and I was I have no idea what's happening. Yeah. But, and that's fine, but I mean, I think if and I get where Gianna's coming from, is that this is the one that they published, and it's kind of like, totally get it. But at the same time, like, I think to being more invested, it would have been better to have those other two couples.
That's why I like reading books in series.
I know,
like in series order, you know, like, because then you have all the information. Like at the beginning, you and I were like, who the fuck are all of these people?
I know, because it was like, I kept texting you going, who the fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy? Who is Trey? Like, I mean, but I think, like, if we would have read the first two, we would have known, you know, like it wouldn't have been as confusing to jump in there, and then we would have known who those people were. But again, like, if you've got a good editor, then that person would have been like, if someone's reading this as a standalone, you need to re-explain who those people are. You
need to introduce them. Yeah. So I think both of us, that is a combined con. That's combined meat.
Combined con.
Combined meat.
I had bacon tonight. It was delicious.
Oh, I had a tuna melt today. It was fucking tastic.
What kind of cheese did you put on it?
American.
Really? Okay. Try provolone. Have you ever tried provolone on a tuna?
No, but like,
so good.
So where I get them from puts American, and they put Swiss, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of Swiss. So
really?
Like, can you take the Swiss off, and can you just leave the American? Thank you. I was like, can I have, because I went to lunch with my mom, and she's like, can I have just the Swiss and not American? I was like, you can do that. Yeah, it was so good.
Try provolone.
Oh my god,
so good, because it's not like as harsh as Swiss.
Right. It's mild.
Delicious.
So I also have a lot. I'm so glad that we've gone into this. So I have a lot of shredded cheese. So here's the two things. So I've been told, do shred your own cheese. Like if you have a recipe that's called for shredded cheese, shred it yourself because otherwise it's gritty, which I do now. I mean, I do because I'm that person. However, when it comes to making little like Parmesan crisps or cheddar crisps, I just use like the shredded. So fucking good. Anyhow.
I actually shred my own Parmesan, but that's the only one that I'll do.
Oh, I mean, cheddar. Yep. It does taste different. I'm not going to lie. It does. There is a gritty, like extra salty taste when you have that, like the stuff that comes already shredded. I'm a prissy bitch. Anyhow, give me
always hungry when we do this.
Oh my God, right?
I just get hungry because we're talking about sandwiches and shit.
I know. I had pizza for dinner.
It
was Target pizza. Target pizza.
Target has pizza? My Target doesn't have fucking pizza.
Gather and something good and
Gather and good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I got their
like frozen pizza.
Yeah, I got their good goat cheese and spinach. I doctored up with my shredded Parmesan, and it was delicious. It was
prissy bitch.
I am a prissy bitch.
I am gonna have to look. I have to go to Target tomorrow. All right, fine. I'll look for it. We had breakfast burritos. They were delicious.
Fuck yes!
So good. We put
I'm gonna
tomatoes
have that
on them.
tomorrow.
We're out of spinach, but that's okay.
It's fine.
So
it's fine. Did you have bacon on them?
Fuck yeah. Hello.
Hello, what stupid ass.
The hell? Is it really a breakfast burrito if there's no fucking bacon on it?
Bacon. I mean, bop.
Such a weird song. Oh,
I
Hanson.
can't believe that it's not about masturbation. Anywho.
Is it?
Maybe.
I've never thought about that, but now it's all I'm going to think about.
So, if you guys ever have a kink in your sprinkler and you want to read a funny book, Jon Stewart has, it's called Letters to Naked People. I think it's what it's called. I'm going to look it up really quick.
My God, he is so funny.
Yeah.
How is he getting more attractive with age?
He's amazing. But he has one where it's just letters to naked people. Naked pictures of famous people. That's what it's called. And it is just a book of letters that, quote unquote, I mean, using air quotes, letters to famous people. And one of his like back and forth from the Hanson brothers to it's hysterical. I would recommend 100%. It's very funny. I used to have it. I think I gave it away, but it's super funny.
God, he's hysterical.
Yeah, Jon Stewart. Throw a leg over it forever. Oh my God, for so many years. Okay. I love it.
I can't do that. My husband can really well. And we have another friend who can do it really well.
Did it during Twilight.
Yep.
We've talked about that on this
We
before.
have. I totally forgot about that.
Yep. Which Colin was it?
Was it?
Carlisle.
It was Carlisle. Yep. The dad. Oh my God. Bottom buns?
Oh, did you? Okay. You went. No, I didn't. You went.
No, we were just talking about editing.
Yeah. So why don't you go? Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I can go. Okay. I kind of already started on this, but I was surprised by some of like the truly poignant moments from like an emotional standpoint. There were some very funny moments also, but there were some really beautiful moments that I will just go ahead and like demonstrate via quotes. So Sabina is talking with her friends MJ and Andy, and It says, Sabina scrunches her nose. We were just cuddling on his couch watching something on TV. That's ordinary, MJ comments, blinking. I think it's cute, Andy says, clapping her hands together. Her face is bright and glowing like she's witnessing a true love story. Sabina grimaces. Yuck. It's an ordinary thing to be on his couch and to cuddle, like it's routine. And he just said it because he was feeling that extraordinary feeling at that ordinary moment. Which is like, I just liked that. You know, like we're always so focused in our lives on like extraordinary moments or like really
the build up.
Yeah, like the build up or like a highly cultivated moment in our lives. But it's the ordinary moments that are so like
extraordinary.
Yes. I mean, and isn't that, in my opinion, that's part of what has made my life happier is like the extraordinary things that I've found in ordinary moments.
Well, it's like they said, it's the little things.
Yes, it is the little thing. I think that that's poignant. And I know I don't want to like harp on how young Gianna is, but like that's a poignant thing for someone
as young as she is.
As young as she is to be putting into their novels. There's also a description at one point about Sabina is there's like a time lapse of Sabina and Tristan and Brandon like all kind of finding like a groove together. And there's this discussion or an internal monologue of Sabina's about parenting. And I put a note in there that says that literally said this is a very accurate description of parenting. Loving Brandon goes like this. It feels like an acid reflux. Sabina's chest burns and it's difficult to swallow. It's the most uncomfortable feeling in the world, like her socks don't match, like she just walked through rain in her clothes and they're sticking to her body, like she needs to pee after knocking back too many drinks and the line is too long and her legs are crossed in desperation. But it also goes like this. A burst of energy in the day, just enough for her to dream at night. Driving with the windows rolled down, hearing a new song on the radio and liking it, or hearing a new song on the radio and hating it. There are the very few seconds on the roller coaster as it climbs up the hill and building up the strength to scream.
That's pretty profound for someone as young as she is with no experience. I mean, it'd be like me trying to write about childbirth and carrying a child.
It's a lot of like, I guess everyone's experience with parenting is different, but like the way that she talked about roller coasters, like I talk about that all the fucking time about how being a parent is a fucking roller coaster. Because seriously, 1 minute you can be like, why did I do this with my life? Like my kid is being an asshole and I am going to be doing this for the rest of my fucking life. I mean, hopefully one day, like, they'll move out, but like this is my life now.
Right.
And then the next minute you're like, please never move out. I love you so much. You know, like this is, I'm so glad I did this and you're a major part. Yes. Yeah. You're the reason I do so many of the things that I do. But it's that roller coaster that is just so draining. But like,
no, I get it.
It's like a really, it is a beautiful thing, even though, of course, there are moments where I'm like, this is the hardest fucking thing I've ever done in my life. And I can't believe this is what I'm going to just do for the rest of my life. And like, here comes Gianna just like writing this thing that I was like, I read it and I was
you put it in, she put it into fucking words.
God, man. I was like, oh, you're killing me, girl. Like I have to go about my day after reading this, you know? And
she put it into words as a 20-year-old that.
Yes. Like I was just shocked. I was truly shocked. And then there was, I won't read like the quote, but there's just this, well, I guess I will. So there's this moment where the two of them, Sabina and Tristan, it's a tense moment between the two of them. Mm-hmm. And she can't look at him because she's afraid that she's going to like break down or she won't be able to keep talking to him. And she knows she needs to talk to him about this thing. So he's like, okay, just like, you don't have to look at me. Go ahead and look away. But can you, he says, okay. Tristan turns her around gently. With her back to him, she opens her eyes slowly, registering the light until she sees that Tristan's offered his hands to her, stretching them out behind her. It's my turn to talk. So can you, he starts, taking a deep, steadying breath. Can you just listen and touch my fingers if you still love me after everything I say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he talks, and after every thing that he's done saying, she holds a different finger on his hand. So she will hold like his thumbs after he says the first thing, and then she holds his index fingers. And it's just like this really beautiful, this happens a couple times where like they're having trouble communicating, but like being able to touch someone that you're having an argument with can sometimes like help diffuse the situation and also make you feel better. Like as a person who, like if you feel like you're upsetting your partner, knowing that that person still loves you is like a way to further the discussion without like stalling it out or like causing a bigger eruption. It can be more productive that way because then you feel more connected to that person and you're like, it's okay that I'm going to say this thing.
Well, I think going back to boyfriend material and what you brought up in boyfriend material is when Luke is having those issues and he's in the bathroom and he says,
and he shuts the door.
He says like, I need to do this to be able to recreate what I'm feeling right now. And in that same thing, he's like, I'm going to be here. Just know that like, I'm still with you, but this is where I need to be. And like, I think you brought up in that conversation is that like you had a conversation with your husband where you're like, I can't look at you right now, but I'm going to tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
And you got through it that way.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I totally got like on a very deep level what she was going through in that moment because she says to him like, I can't look at you when I say this, but I know I need to say it. And it reminded me of that scene in Boyfriend Material where he was just like, can I just go sit in your bathroom? Like, it would just make me feel so much better if I could just be in your bathroom and I could just not, I just can't look at you right now, but I know I need to talk to you about this.
Right.
Anyway, that's my bottom bun. What is your bottom bun, dear?
So my bottom bun is the whole transgender issue and the whole bisexual issue. Not issue, I want to say that, but like, so...
But the topic comes up.
The topic. And again, now knowing where Gianna comes from and being a very Catholic country, for her to put this and be very outspoken about this piece is a very inspiring to me. I think it's awesome. So just to give you a little heads up. So she is... partnering with her magazine is partnering with Women for Women, right? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's called Women for Women.
Yeah, and there's transgender women who are modeling for this shoot, and she's interviewing with this. I can't remember what exactly it is. I would assume another outlet, publicity outlet, and they're kind of bringing up like, so you got these transgender women, like what's the deal? And as she says, and transgender women are women. There's no issue anywhere, Billy. She laughs out of fucking ridiculousness. Please do anticipate. I mean, she's trying to bring it away from the transgender because she's thinking along the lines of like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, they're women. It doesn't matter what they are born as. They're women now. And that comes back to bite her in the end. I mean, in a bad way. I mean, obviously bite her, meaning like it comes back full force at her later. But she said, she goes, Tristan scrambles to the driver's seat. Sabina pulls on her seatbelt with much more force than necessary, mumbling, stupid fucking males. The transphobia reeked Jesus Christ. And it was, I mean, you can feel it. Like, just the fact that it's like, it doesn't, as long as they looked good in the fucking outfits, this is where she was at. Like, she's like, it doesn't matter as long as they looked good. And she actually says at one point, she's like, that's what modeling is. You look good in what you're modeling. It doesn't matter what genitalia you have down below or above. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
as long as it
matter.
looks
I think
good.
at one point she says, like, trans women are women.
She does. That's what I just read. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay.
she's like, trans women are women. And her being bisexual is, and that was the other thing, is like, she kept getting grief because of that too, because she came out as being bisexual. It was like, which you don't, I think I texted you. I was like, oh my God, she's bisexual. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, in our current
You were like,
state,
Sabina just gained some points in my book.
she did. I mean, in our current state of the United States, and I'm going to be completely honest with the listener, is that, like, I don't know where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm going to not lie, is that TikTok has,
They're trying really hard.
Has made me really decide whether or not, like, I like Sebastian Stan, but I also like, some gorgeous lesbian who's going to make me bread. So it's, we talked about it before, sexuality is fluid, gender is fluid, it's whatever. So to see that in print and being, like, out and proud is very refreshing.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
I think I just came out of the podcast.
I am honored.
I mean, I haven't, but I mean, flash me those digits. Oh, anyhow. So yeah, that was my other plus. It was like how pro transgender, LGBTQ, and plus it's fucking Pride Month.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Right. It was just like, which is not something we planned on. Like, it just was, that was happy timing.
An added bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
Coolio. Do you want to do eggplants and hearts?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
You go first.
All right, so eggplants. I'm gonna say 2.5.
That's what I said, actually.
Yeah, because there's talk, but there's no.
Yeah, there's,
and I get it. I totally get it now.
Yeah, it's fade to black, lots of fade to black, but there's also lots of sex. Like, it's just that it doesn't go into detail.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can get it elsewhere, but now speaking with Gianna and knowing her background, I get it.
Yeah, totally. And even that, like, when I was reading it, I was like, well, she's also young, so, like, maybe she's not. I mean, I didn't care, but, like,
right.
Every
She's not
novel is
comfortable
different.
with, like, writing about, like, fucking in, out, yeah.
Right. But also, after talking with her today, like, I totally understand why that would be something she was not comfortable doing.
All right, hearts. I'm going to say 3.
Okay, so I'm going to say 2 because this is hard. Like, so in the past, we kind of talked about love languages a little bit, but, like,
What did we cut out? Because we were going too
we did, because we
long.
were like, this is a really long episode. But Sabina, like, shows up for Tristan when he needs it.
Yes.
Like, really shows up for him.
Her gifts are actions.
Yes. Which is, like, it's such a beautiful thing that he doesn't even know how to, like, begin to thank her for.
Which I think you do need to have we talk about love languages. You missed it, but you have to have parallel. You have to have complementing love languages, like, because his is definitely, he wants to receive gifts. Like, he's good, sort of, kind with that. But I think he'd rather do. I think his love languages that he'd receive was actually verbal.
Yeah.
I think affirmation is more his love language.
Words of
and
affirmation.
hers would be, what would you think hers would be? Like, what she'd want to receive. She gives action.
Yeah, she shows by action.
But I think she would receive action too.
I think she would too.
Yeah.
Which he does. I mean, it's not like he doesn't. I don't think
in the place he is, I don't think he does enough.
Probably not, but how could he?
With the child, right, exactly.
I mean, he's got like a 7-year-old kid whose dad died.
Right.
Who's both of his parents died. He's a fucking orphan. And like,
right.
He's just trying to do his best, you know?
Right.
And that kid should 1000% be his top priority.
Oh, agreed.
I would judge him if he weren't.
No, I totally agree. But I'm saying, like, that's where I think normally that's where his love language would be.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
No, it's fine. It's just that the romantic gestures are not, like, overt. But in some ways, that's, like... To me, there's always, like, the question of, like, do you want the realistic version or do you want, like, the fantastical version? And I think that this book gives you the realistic version of what's going on.
Yeah.
And in many cases, like, when you're talking about, they're not together for, like, an exceedingly long time. Like, it's... Mm-hmm. Like a year or so. Like, it's not super clear on that, but like they do the fuck buddy thing and then they stop and then they're like together for a while. Mm-hmm. But once you're like in a long-term relationship, the way that you start to show each other that you love each other is just different.
Right.
Most couples do not maintain that like beginning over the top thing. That goes away.
Yeah.
And you gotta fucking hope there's something left.
I wonder if there's like studies done to which, like, I'm sure there are, like, where you start and where you end with love languages.
I'm sure it's something different. Like, I'm sure that changed. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But I do think, like, she's trying to show him, like, I love you and I care about you. And he is trying to show her, I love you and I care about you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's just not necessarily, like, on the same wavelength. And it's not necessarily, like, an over-the-top. There's no, like... Like, so for Andy and Reese, they're getting married. And he has shit tons of money. And so he just, like, throws this ridiculously over-the-top wedding. You know? Right. Like... I don't know. It's just different. Well, it's not like, the same, like, the way that they show each other love. Because also she is...
Well, I think you and I talked about before is, like, when he says I love you, it's kind of, like, glossed over.
It is.
And it's a bigger thing when she says I love you the first time.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, I think that's part of it is that it's not so much that it's... Because, again, we're getting it from her perspective. Mm-hmm. She kind of already knows that he loves her. Like, she's... Yeah. I hate to say it, but she's arrogant enough that she knows. Mm-hmm. But it's a big thing when she says she loves him for the first time.
It really is. And it's in an extraordinarily tense moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now we are going to... We've been referencing it, but we're going to go ahead and play the interview that we have previously recorded with Gianna, right? Do you want to tell us about her?
Yeah, so Gianna Sibal, I'm going to tell you a little bit what we got from Cherry. And so we talk a little bit about her background through this episode, but this is just like what has been, what you would see in an author's write-up. So the author in the story... my romance with writing started with reading full-length novels cover to cover in less than a day. And she told us that, too. Maybe two. Nose stuck in a book during lunchtime and on the bus ride home. And then I found myself thinking of characters I've never met before, stories I've never read but wanted to read, so I wrote them myself. Sabina was originally a side character, again, which she told us. She was never supposed to have a story, but so I thank my readers for asking me to give her one. She deserves it. She deserves the love I had for her, and I'm happy to have given her life and movement and thought, and of course, Tristan and Brandon. The Blueberry Boys was a title and a story as a whole I struggled with. I wanted the story to be more than just an office romance, more than just the fuck buddies turned lovers trope. I wanted Sabina to be happy and readers feel her happiness and then have that taken away from her. I wanted Tristan to be the perfect balance she needed, but also to be humanely selfish and greedy with love. I wanted the story to talk about what love means and what that love means if you can't love yourself. The title came after I thought about the plot. It was representative of the life and the people Sabina loved but not wanted. So please enjoy. She's delightful.
She really is. She's so sweet.
She's so sweet. So we hope you enjoy. And we will see you on the other side.
Flippy flip.
The flippy flip 2 and 2, bitches.
Alrighty. Okay, can we go ahead and get into the book?
Yeah, sure. No
Okay.
problem.
So one question that I had, because I felt like it could have been New York State, but it also could have been like Italy. So I was just wondering where you placed it.
Yeah, actually, it's set in a fictional city. It's called
okay.
Bend, and like even Malta was a fictional name I just put in for Tristan's hometown. It has no relation whatsoever to the island Malta.
Okay.
I did this because I wasn't familiar with the states and the cities in the U.S. as I live in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like mess up the locations and all without experiencing it firsthand. So I just made everything up. And the same goes to the rest of my books. So yeah, there's no set place for it.
That's
Gotcha.
fine, because I knew you were in the Philippines, and so I just like assumed. I was like, this is definitely not in the United States. That I just like I was just like, oh his parents live in Malta, or his grandparents live in Malta, like obviously, like, they must be in Rome. Like,
yeah, you and I were both Googling. I was like, but wait, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I'm like, we should just ask her. That'll probably be the instead of us conjecture, we should probably just ask her.
Right, just ask her.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray, also jump in. I'm just like going down the list.
No, you go for
it.
You go for it.
So I want to talk about Sabina, because to me, she was like, she's such a non-traditional heroine. And I actually kind of like that she doesn't want to get married. I kind of like that she doesn't want kids. I like that that it normalizes something that is not, quote, normal, like among women these days and among heroines in books. I think that I really liked that. And so I was wondering if like even when I was reading it, felt like the societal pressure to like make her change her mind, to make her decide that it was okay, to make her just agree to be a stepmom. And I feel like she felt that pressure. And I was wondering if you felt the pressure to make her be okay with it.
Yeah. In going with that angle for Sabina's character, actually, the book itself was very hard to conceptualize and outline for me. Even the premise, I was coming up blank. So like every single detail I had to think about was done while I was in the shower, I was getting in bed, I was washing the dishes. It was really, really difficult. So when I got to the premise, like the basic foundations of what the story will be about, I went into that angle with Sabina's character because not only did I see it fitting for her, like this woman does not want to get married, this woman does not want to be a mother. I thought it's not like what you said, Veronica. It's not something that you normally see in female characters, in my case at least. I haven't read a female protagonist as convicted as her when it comes to her non-belief in marriage and no desire at all to be a mom. I also wanted to go against what was thought, as you said, to us women. You know, when you're old enough and you have a career, you're established in your career, people will be asking, okay, so when's the wedding or when's the baby coming? And
Right.
I wanted Sabina to be the woman who can answer them with never. And yeah, as for the pressure, I really, really felt it as the author. Even just writing this book was very risky for me. Even writing Sabina was risky for me because I thought, but I thought that it needed to be written. She needed to be written for all the girls and the women out there. For her to give. Oh yeah, sorry.
No. You keep talking. I have a question for you. Keep going.
Okay, so yeah, for her to cave on either front, yes to both, like for marriage and for being a mom. But then I'd always go back to the line, you'll change your mind when you meet the right person. She has. She believes she has, that she met Tristan, the right person for her. But those decisions, that's not a decision that you make on a whim. Like it's not deciding what you want to wear for work in the morning or what you want for lunch. It's part of who you are and it's part of who she is. And I knew that if she caved on either front, she would be miserable. She would not be happy. But this doesn't go for every other woman or person who changed their mind after meeting their soulmates. It's just with Sabina. I knew she would be miserable for the rest of her life, even with Tristan and Brandon loving her. So I thought, no, she was not going to cave either way.
Can I ask you a question? Like, because here in the States, it's something completely different. Like, if I were to say, I am not married and I do not have kids, and it's not something that's looked at as unusual. So, is that a cultural thing?
Yes.
Okay. Because you said it was very something that was against, the norms. So, could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing here in the Philippines. It wasn't what's taught to us because we're Catholic and we're majority Catholic, and we were taught that women family caretakers, we're supposed to have a family by this age, and if you're not married or you don't have a kid by this time, then what are you doing? Yes, so I think that's where it came from.
Also raised Catholic, so I get it. Been there.
Just me? Just me? I used to work. I used to work at a Catholic school, and I am Catholic. Yes, so I totally understand. Completely get it.
Yeah. So. We get it. We understand. It's one of the reasons that I like Sabina so much. It's just
going against the grain.
Yeah, I liked having a heroine who was not like, when do I get to get married and like pop out babies? Because there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But if you don't, then you shouldn't. Please, in fact, please do not do it, because you'll be miserable, and so will your children will also be miserable.
You want to go next?
Yeah, I was going to ask about Sabina's name. Did you read about like Sabina's name origins or her supposed name origins? I don't know like how accurate that ever is, but
yeah, no, I just really like the name, and I thought it sounded good with the last name Kyle, so I just went with it. There were no other options, and I really just think it was fitting for her characters. And like, yeah, why not? Let's go with it.
I liked it. I Googled it because I didn't know. I knew she wasn't white, and so I was trying to like figure out if it came from like a particular region of the world, or I was just trying to like place what she looked like or anything like that.
Gianna, I'm such a nerd that I kept in my head thinking Sabina Kyle, which is Catwoman's name, because I'm a nerd.
Yes, I also read actually that, it would sound, it does sound similar, but I couldn't let go of the name.
It works.
Yeah.
I think it works. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really what I saw when I was imagining her. So
I mean, come on. We all know that Catwoman wouldn't be married or have kids anyhow. Come on. We just know she's her own girl.
It's true. And you know what? She had like 20 cats, and that was fine.
She did.
She did. I used to have like 20 cats. I lived on a farm for a long time.
I have 20
weird
cats
tidbit about me. You don't have 20. You have like 4, 3.
I have 3 cats. Yep, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. So you're almost finished with your next novel, but it's not related to this one. Do you have any plans on adding to this and making it a series or writing a sequel to this book?
This was actually the last book in like kind of a series. Like first we had MJ and Adrian. It was already written. Like it was written in 2019 because Sabina was never supposed to have a story. So MJ and Adrian came first in 2019. And then I created her roommates, Andy and Sabina. So her character was already set. And then after that, I wrote Andy and Raisan's book, which I completed in a year. Both of those are in Wattpad and they're free. And then
I was going to ask you where they were, where we could find them. Okay. Okay. So find them in Wattpad if you are, Okay.
Yeah, you can search them up. And then my readers asked, when is Sabina's turn? And then I was like, never. She was never supposed to have a story. And then so I really thank my readers for asking me to give her one because she deserves it. She deserves the love I had for her, and I'm happy to have given her life and movement and thoughts, and of course, Tristan and Brandon. That's why in the Blueberry Boys, MJ and Adrian already together, as well as Andy and Rysand. The book starts with their wedding. So yeah, it's the last in the series, but really they're all standalones. You can read them separately.
Okay.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
I like that. I'll have to go look it up.
Oh, I think it's me.
The next one was yours,
Okay.
right?
So you talk about Tristan having a degree in executive protection. That I love not like things like degrees you've never heard of. Like I've never heard of this before. So is there a particular program or like a certain like university you looked at? You're like, I think this sounds cool because he says he has a degree in it. And I actually had to look it up. I was like, never heard about this. And I'm like, this is amazing. So tell me a little bit about that. That's awesome.
He was her bodyguard, so he needed some sort of credentials for that. So I had researched on that degree, and how he got it. But I researched on the degree, but I really wasn't able to flesh out like how he got it, like which university. I just think what's important was that he was able to do his job as that, plus Sabina's secretaries, which is why she really needed him when he resigned. So I just needed something, for him to certify, oh, I can be a bodyguard. Yeah.
Got it. I mean, I looked at him, I was like, this is kind of awesome. I'm, maybe I'll just, start looking into an executive protection career. Maybe.
Or looking to an assistant with an executive protection degree. Something like that.
Hello. Yes. Oh, okay. I was looking back at my questions. Part. Okay, this is all right. So I really enjoyed the 7 steps of grief counseling that you used for Sabrina. How she came to her love of Tristan. Can you talk about that? Like, what made you choose that, and like, how did you feel like you were going to utilize it?
Yeah. Sabina was very adamant about not wanting a relationship beyond the physical side of it at the start of the book. But Tristan did, and he was very clear about that when he came back to work for her. So she's used to getting what she wants. So trying that new thing, committing to a relationship all in, which is something she didn't want, isn't a decision she could make easily. She's scared. She's seen what love did to her friends, and she believes she doesn't need to depend her happiness on anyone. So I thought of using those 5 stages of grief for her to come into terms to her feelings for Tristan. It came from my college friends and I. Actually, we had this online server, and our nicknames were each of those 5 stages. I was assigned with depression. And because a friend was going through a breakup and we were convinced she was going through these 5 stages. So I thought, why not use it in the book? And it worked out well. And I think that was the longest chapter of the entire thing. It was about 10K words, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It kind of works out that maybe the author is like the one who gets assigned depression. I feel like that might fit.
Right.
As someone who like uses writing to help like work through my own crap in my head, I'm not trying to like say anything mean about you whatsoever. It's more of a derogatory comment about myself.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Well, I think we all just use that kind of writing, depending on even like if it's a big writing, if you're writing a book or you're writing something small, you use that as an outlet. So it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. So Sabina asked Tristan, what are 3 things he'd bring to an uninhabited island? We don't get an answer, but what do you think he'd say?
I didn't give. I didn't.
We would know what one of them would be. I would think. I would hope
I didn't want to give an answer because I didn't want to think about this. I didn't want to think about what an answer would be. But if I were to like have that inserted in dialogue, I would think he would be practical and rational about it. So I think the answer: water supply, an axe or a knife to protect himself, and his phone. But for me, I think it would be different. It would be my water supply, my phone, and then someone else, like an adult, because I would not know how to survive on my own. Like I would be the first to die. Yeah, my friends and I talked about this. We talked about who would die first in the Hunger Games, and then they said it would be me. Yeah, and I'm like, yes, it would be me.
Why would it be you?
We really just agreed that I wouldn't know how to like start a fire or like catch my own food. Those things, yeah, not. I would die first. I came to peace with that.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
I think that's like a legitimate. I mean, I don't know. Ray, would you die or me first? I don't know. Probably
Who
me.
wasn't an island? No. Okay, so let's step back. Hold on. So
Right.
okay, this question usually is asked where it's like you're going to a desert island and you're going to take 3 things that you want to like be with you for eternity or until as long as you're in the island. Like, what are the things that you would like
Until you starve to death. Like,
okay, for me, it would be a copy. Okay, thanks. Okay, so it would be like a
love
copy
you.
of Pride and Prejudice.
Sure.
It'd be right.
yeah.
Come
Okay, fine.
It would be like I don't know, something along those lines. Like, I'm trying to think of an album that I like, something like those lines. Like, so let's
I
all
have
think.
a Kindle.
But you don't have anything to plug it into.
Okay, can't you use a potato? Isn't that a thing? Isn't there like a?
Sure,
All right.
sure. Take a potato. That's your number 2 is a
To
potato.
weird things from TikTok. What if they grow on the island?
What island are you stuck on?
I don't know. We just said a deserted island.
Sure.
It
guess
better
what?
be in a nice.
Guess what? You can take your Kindle. You can take a potato. And what was your third thing?
Probably wine.
Better be more than a crate. Okay. Gianna, now that if you can extrapolate from there, what are the 3 things that you can't live without that you want to be on an island with?
3 things I can't live without.
Sorry, I threw this into disarray, didn't
So
I?
hard to pick.
Yeah. This wasn't in the questions.
Sorry. Good job, Ray.
I know, I'm the worst.
3 things I can't live without. I would probably say, yeah, a book, something I would very, very much have to decide on, like which one.
What do you
And
read
then
all the time? Do you read over
That'd
and
be so
over and
hard.
over again?
I think that would be Percy Jackson. Yeah. So, yes.
Yes!
Yes, I am a nerd. I'm a Percy Jackson nerd. So yeah, I think I would bring the entire series just to keep me occupied. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think. And then I would guess like one album, like a BTS album, because I love them. They're my favorite artists.
I like.
Yeah. What else?
Would you take a person? Then,
Yes,
like your
I need
third
a
thing would be a
person.
person.
Yes, I need a person. I need someone to survive for us. So yeah.
Fair enough. Is there a person you'd want to take? A specific person?
No. I guess it would be my sister. Yeah, just her.
You can say
That's
Sebastian
fair.
Stan if it's
Yeah,
Sebastian
you
Stan.
can say whatever you want.
I mean, for me, it's Sebastian Stan. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I should probably say my husband.
You can
feel
take a
like-
Sebastian Stan if you want to. No, your husband's
Out of
very
the two
sweet.
of them,
I love him.
he is very sweet. Out of the two of them, could he like figure out how to start a fire? Would he have a lighter on him?
I think
He doesn't
Sebastian
smoke
would.
anymore.
Okay.
Sebastian probably would. He would probably also have a knife on him.
Okay.
Thinking about practical things. Okay.
Yeah. So cool.
Where are we?
Oh, all right. So, what gave you this idea, like, of having like this bodyguard and supermodel like romance? I mean, well, because you said you already had Sabina. Like, Sabina was a character. Was Tristan was not a character. So this is somebody that you added. So, what prompted you to add this character?
Yeah, with this question, like, how did you come up with this novel? I was so scared this was going to come up in the questions because my honest answer is that I have no idea. I just knew that Sabina had to be working because it's set after Andy's and MJ's book. So they've already graduated university in there. And it was mentioned a couple of times that she modeled and did some photography. So I went with that. So her character was kind of already set, and her personality, I knew what I was going with. But for Tristan, you're right, Ray. I had to create him like with no idea whatsoever. So he was one of the things that I really had a hard time conceptualizing. Like what was his personality, or what would he be doing? His name, those things like that. Um, I needed him to be someone that Sabina needed work wise, so she could go out of her mind when he resigns. It was a title and story as a whole that I struggled with. I wanted the story to be more than just an office romance, more than just the wait, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
God.
Yeah, of course.
We've been holding it in. Come on. Come on. For fuck's sake, come
Go
on.
ahead. More than just a fuck buddy stained lovers trope. So
Oh, Gianna, we love you.
That was how I came up with the premise and the romance of it all. I wanted Sabina to be happy, and then have that happiness taken away from her. And then I wanted the story to talk about what love meant, and what that love meant if you can't love yourself. So yeah, those kinds of things came from the premise.
Gotcha.
Also, we love the name Tristan.
Oh,
Thank you.
Both of us, like we were talking about that not that long ago, because we went on like we reviewed Mariana Zapata's most recent book, which is called All Roads Lead Here. And we both love Mariana Zapata. That's one of like Ray had recommended her to me like way back when. And we both recently, when doing the Roads book, went down like a Mariana Zapata rabbit hole. And one of her books that we really love is called Lingus, named for exactly why you think. And it's the lead character's name.
Robbie Lingus.
His real name is Tristan.
It's about a porn star.
Robbie Lingus is his porn star name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful book, and it's actually not that dirty, to be honest. Even though
it's pretty dirty.
Well, but all right. Never mind.
Anyhow, we also like dirty. It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so
writing process?
Yeah,
you want to talk about that?
All right. So, your writing process, like, what's it look like? Where do you set up? Oh, there's a cat coming out. Where do you set up? Like, how does it look? Like, some people like, the lake out front of my house and that kind of thing.
No, I don't have a lake outside of my
I don't
house.
either, Gianna. I don't either. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Actually, I just have my own room, which is great. I have my own desk and my laptop where I am right now. So this is my sanctuary. Like, this is where I get into it. Like, and I use Pages like instead of it's something that Mac has. Instead of Google Doc.
We're both Mac girls, yeah.
Before but it crashes a lot and it doesn't work offline. So in Pages, it's much more effective for me. So I usually write at night on my laptop here in my desk with no music. Because I don't like noise. It distracts me. So it's just me and my thoughts and my inner voices. So I have to have coffee with me in the afternoon and then water at night. So yeah, that's the kind of setup that I have.
Gianna,
Awesome.
You're in school right now, correct? Or are you done?
I'm an incoming senior in college. Yeah.
What's your major?
Excellent.
I'm studying AV Communication, Bachelor of Arts in Communication.
Cool.
Nice. So
Good
what
for
do
you.
like, obviously, besides being an amazing author, what would you want to do? What are you looking to do?
I'm specializing in advertising and public relations. So I'm actually interning for a public relations agency this coming July. So I'm thinking of going to that direction, but also I've delved into media work, like content, writing content, like for online magazines, publishing company.
We're doing that because Veronica.
Because that's what I do.
Yes.
That's literally my day job is content writing, copywriting for a PR agency.
Writing. I have done that twice for my past internships, and I really enjoyed it, like going to events as part of media and like press and like the pitching stories all day. Yeah, those kinds of things. I really want to get into that kind of work also.
Awesome.
But let's see. After I graduate, let's see.
Let's say, like you wrote some. Okay, we're just going back because we have a Google Doc, so we're going back.
Yeah, we do.
So, all right. So, who are some of your literary influences? What? Let's start with that question, and I'll ask my subsequent question afterwards. So, who are your? It doesn't have to be romance. Your literary influences.
This was tough because I read a lot when I was a kid. Like, I would ask my parents to buy me a full-length novel at the mall, and I'd finish it cover to cover before we got home. So, yeah.
I feel you, girl.
Yeah, my mom used to joke that we'd go broke from my buying of these books. And yeah, so it's really something that I wanted to spend my money on, my parents' money on. So those were Rick Riordan, Cassandra Clare, Susan Collins, the classic YA era.
Yeah, Susan Collins. Oh my goodness.
Yes, man.
Yes, and then I read...
I forget how young you are. Every so often I'm like, Susan, oh my God, yeah, I forget that you're so young. I love you. Anyhow, go on.
Or we're old.
I read Becca Fitzpatrick, Michelle Hodkin, Jamie McGuire. I don't really remember from the countless novels that I've read, but yeah, those are the most prominent that I remember. And then, yeah, I think that's it.
It's a good list.
It is a good list. So, piggybacking on that, what was the book that got you into romance? Like for me, it was literally Pride and Prejudice. So what was for you the book that was like, oh, I like this?
I haven't read Pride and Prejudice, which is a crime. I know.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know it's a crime.
It's not a crime.
It's not a crime.
Okay. Yeah, I am planning on reading it. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Really okay. We're not upset about it. It's fine.
Okay.
No.
But the book that got me into romance is kind of, I've mentioned it, and it's kind of unusual because it's not romance. I know it's adventure and it's about Greek mythology and heroes, but
there's some romance in there.
Yes, there was some romance in there, but it's not the central theme of it all.
Right.
So yeah, it is definitely a Percy Jackson series. There was this one book in like the Mark of Athena. Spoilers if for everyone who hasn't read it. I was just a sobbing mess because it was the end of it, and like Annabeth was falling into hell, and Percy wasn't letting go of her. He didn't want to let go of her. Like, no, ma'am, he wasn't going to let go of her, and then he willingly falls into hell with her. Just so they could stay together. And then I couldn't sleep or eat for hours and days, and I was just sobbing, and I had to wait for like an entire year for the next book to come out, if I remember correctly, because it ended that way. It ended that way, and it was such a cliffhanger, and I was crying.
Rude.
And
just so rude.
Rick Riordan.
Yes.
Oh!
It was absolutely rude. And yeah, I think that's where I thought, so that's what love is. It was the most romantic shit that I read. I promised myself I would never lower my standards. I imagine a guy willingly falling into hell for you. So,
right?
Yes.
So you never watched. Let's say you never watched Supernatural. That's what happens on that every freaking season.
Benson Eccles. Actually, while we're on the topic, because that reminds me of a quote that I was going to bring up when you and I recorded anyway, so I might as well just bring it up now. There's a moment where Tristan said something that we talk about on the show all the time, which is that the bar for men is on the fucking floor. So at one point,
we do. We always say,
just every episode at least.
Pick it up. Pick
the bar up off the floor.
It's on the floor, guys.
There's a moment where Sabina asked Tristan his views on abortion, and he doesn't miss a beat. I mean, it's not an issue. But he says, glad I'm a decent human being and that you don't have to break up with me. Tristan scoffs, starting the engine. The bar is so fucking low. Don't thank me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hard. Because I was like, we talk about this all the time. The bar is on the floor.
I mean, I don't know. Was it last? No, it was 2 weeks ago. So we had an episode where I was excited when someone held the door for me, and I was like, "The bar is on the floor, guys." Really? Yeah. So it's not good over here in the States. FYI.
No, it's the same in the Philippines. Like the standards are very, very fucking low. Like
just as a whole, can let's just do better.
I mean,
guys.
The sad that it's like the bar is going to hell for me. I mean, it'd be like way up here, right? You'd hope it'd be up here.
Yes.
That book was good. Oh, those books are great. Did you get upset like I did when the movies didn't end up being good? Because the book,
yes,
I liked the movies, but like no one but me liked the movies. So
no, they really screwed it up. Like
they did.
It was
Everyone was older than they supposed to be, and
yes, and Logan Lerman was for me like the perfect Percy, but aged up, like for the Heroes of Olympus series, I guess. But for the beginnings of the books, they should have gotten kids, they were kids.
The same thing. They did the same thing with Harry Potter. Like they, although, I mean, they were, but that same. But they don't think about like those don't go year to year to year to year to year. So, I love Percy Jackson! Yay! I'm so excited.
So yeah, I'm excited for the series that Rick is actually producing.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. I'm really waiting for that.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's me again. So and I didn't know this until I found your Wattpad. I found your Wattpad a little bit. I found your Blueberry Boys Wattpad, but I'm going to ask you this anyhow. It's fine. A lot of authors have soundtracks, music that they listen to as they write. Do you have a playlist?
You said
you said you don't listen to music.
Yeah.
But is there something that influences you?
No, I don't think there's something that I listen to when I write. I have a playlist for each of my books, like just so that it can add to the vibe and like the mood and like bringing it to life. But for when I write, no, because again, it usually just distracts me. But the few times that I do, like I'm just in the mood to hear something, it would be my favorite artists. It would just be BTS. I would just be playing them. I would just be streaming the music. So yeah, I'm just jamming and then writing at the same time. Yeah.
Cool.
We love a good playlist for the book. We say that all the time. Yes. Every single time we see a playlist for the book, we're like automatically puts it like a notch higher for us.
Yep. Spotify playlist.
Yeah, it's just a fun step like for me when I plan it.
Yeah. Well, because like even if you're so if you put that one like it's a lot of authors do that like on each chapter they put the song that goes to that chapter. I might listen to it 50 times before I get to the end of it, but it's still like I get the vibe of what's happening in that chapter. Yeah. I totally get it. It's you, lady.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we talk a lot about, I mean, this is our romance novel podcast. So we talk a lot about like our favorite heroes and whatnot. I was wondering if you had like an ultimate romance novel hero. Perhaps we've just learned it. Like for me, well, obviously Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, obviously. But then also for me, I love a lot of Penny Reed heroes, Drew Runis, Nico freaking Moretti, Megan Niello, whatever. And then like Jack Devlin, we as a podcast really love from Lisa Kleypas. So I was just wondering if you had like an ultimate romance hero that is just like stands above the rest for you.
This might be my 15-year-old self talking, but I would say Will Herondale. If you guys know him, he's from The Mortal Instruments.
Oh,
yes!
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So Ray's like disappointed in herself for like forgetting. But yes, it would be Will. He didn't want to love anyone because of his supposed curse, and then he stayed back while he watched the girl he liked or he loved be engaged to his best friend. So I was really, really heartbroken and like crushed, and I really loved him as a character. So yeah, I would say it would be him. He stood out from the rest that I've read, the countless novels that I've read.
Gianna,
Awesome.
what are the ones that were before? Like the ones who went back? They went back in time. Do you remember those ones? Is it the Bones? The
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
There's
remember.
there's a part of there's a set of those that are like from the past. I read reading those ones. I love them so. But use Mortal Instruments. You would totally recommend.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then the last couple, do you have a favorite romance novel or a favorite romance author?
I don't have a favorite for both because there's no one in particular. And then when I enjoy a good romance book, then that gives me butterflies, then or like tears, then I enjoy it. But for the favorite romance novel, it's been a long time since like I really read more because I write more than I read now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if like comfort book, something that just gives me butterflies, something that I just want to read for something light. I think it would be Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, sorry. Just because it's a light read. And then the last song by Nicholas Sparks. It might be mainstream, but I really, really like the story and I cried at the end.
Yeah,
Really
Nicholas
gives
Sparks
me,
pretty much makes everyone cry, I think.
yes. And there's this one I'm currently reading, which has a good romance in it, but I'm not yet done. So I wouldn't say it's my favorite yet. And it's called The Invisible Life of Addy Larue.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't read it yet, but I've seen it many places. People seem to really like it.
Yeah, yeah. It's good so far. So I haven't finished it. So let's see how it goes. But the romance is good. Yeah.
I had no time to read for pleasure when I was in school. None.
None. No.
So
When I graduated, I was like, I'm gonna read some things that are school books.
I
was so
had a
excited.
massive list of books. When I was done with grad school,
Yes.
I was like, I am going to read every single book I can get my hands on. And
Yeah.
that has pretty much remained true. Like since, I don't know, apparently someone told me the other day how long it had been since I graduated and I wanted to vomit a little bit. But like I've read, and really since we've talked about this in the podcast, but like COVID and quarantine and just being like constantly in the house and working, and I have a toddler, and like so it's just been really intense. And so having like escaping into romance novels was like the way that my brain just disconnected from what was going on in my real
how
life.
we started this podcast.
Literally how we started this podcast because we were both like, do you just want to do something fun? Like we just want to do something fun and we can't get together, and we're both vaccinated now, but like I still have a toddler who cannot be yet. So we're still being very careful, but
yeah,
anyway.
no, I completely true. Like I haven't had time also to read a lot since I'm in school.
Yeah.
It really studying really takes away a lot of your time and your effort and your soul. You know, you're dying when you're doing your like, research. Yeah, so I have that, and I'm also like doing some work on the side, like some internships, just so I could, get some work experience before I graduate. And reading, right between writing and reading, I would choose doing the writing more than the reading. So it's really, really sad that I haven't had, enough time to get into a lot of those in my to be read list.
Right.
So yeah, when you guys ask this question, like, what's your favorite romance novel or like author, I was like, haven't read recently a lot. So yeah, it was kind of
2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to answer that question. Truthfully, I because I'm more like I'm newer to reading romance, whereas Ray is like
since I was a teen. So
yeah.
I mean, I worked at a library, so I would be like, "Oh, we shelved this, but let me just shelve this in my back pocket."
Yes.
So as I was going along, it was like, "Ooh, this sounds good. Oh, look at that! Look at that cover. Hello, in my back pocket." So I don't know. I know. I know Veronica's feelings about this. I mean, we all feel about those romance covers where it's the guy that's half naked. We say no to that, right? We say no. We say no to that. I mean, not half. Well, we should say because your cover, he's half naked, but it's hot.
See how naked? Wait, hang on. He's wearing clothes.
He's got a shirt on. Doesn't he have a shirt on?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
no, I think you sent me one particular that was a Johanna Lindsay, where he was literally naked, except for she was covering his naughty bits.
Yeah, that was it. She was just like wearing this ridiculously beautiful ball gown, and it was just her. She was covering him.
She was shielding his.
And I was like, okay. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, he has a suit on.
We all know where that's going.
He has a suit on.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
See?
No, I think I think modern.
Also, I love her earrings.
Great.
There were cover studies that, half naked. And I was like, my family will be buying this. Can we keep the clothes on?
Yep.
Can we keep the clothes on, please?
I can imagine my mom being like, hey mom, can you purchase this for me?
We
his dog
frequently
is almost hanging out.
One you sent me earlier. We frequently talk in this podcast about how our mothers will never speak to us again because we don't censor ourselves much.
No.
This book, actually all of my books, I told them, you cannot read any of this. You are not allowed to read any of this, like both of you, like my parents, and it's only my sister who gets to read. Where she's just 1 year older than I am, and we're really, really close. So I have no apprehensions, like with showing this work to her. But for my parents, I told them, no, you can buy the book, but you're not reading it.
Please don't read it.
You're not reading it.
Well, I told Veronica, I said, I'm okay with my mom listening to our podcast. My dad, what? It would be a lot. It would be a lot that I have to go to therapy for. So
I know the name of a really good therapist if you need one.
Julio.
Well, Gianna, this was awesome. I'm so glad that you could join us. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it. I just want to thank you guys so much for having me. It was really nerve-wracking.
Oh, I hope not.
I've been thinking about this since, it was emailed to me, and I'm like, what? This is going to be the first time that I'll be the one being interviewed, because it's usually me doing the interviewing.
Right.
For my work and my internships and all that. But yeah, so this was the first time. I was really, really nervous about it, but thank you guys so much for taking the time to read the book and talk to me about it. And I hope you enjoyed it. So
we're so glad that you could join us. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, can I have a quick question? Is that a Rugrats top you have on?
Yes.
Did you even notice that?
I love it. Tommy Pickles. Love it.
Very
Gianna, thank you so much. And
thank you.
All right. Let's do let's do stunt casting, and then we'll come back with recommendations.
Okay.
All right, let's do stunt casting. So, yay! Let's go. Right. I like how we do this now, where you and I kind of keep it.
I do. I like that I don't know who your people are.
It's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So I only did 2.
Same. Me too.
Okay.
You go first.
Oh,
Tell me you're Sabina.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't for some reason keep. Okay, hold on. Would you do yours? Because I lost mine.
Honey. Of course. Oh, damn it. What was her name? Sorry, I pinned it and then didn't. Hang on. I'll get it back. Oh, okay. So her name, I chose a woman named Samantha Boscarino. Do you want me to put a pin?
Yes.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me put it in the chat.
Send me in the chat.
Send it to me. All right, here's that. She is.
Oh, she's cute,
isn't she?
Her bottom lip is hot.
I know, right? It's very puffy.
It's full.
Yes, it's full.
Puffy.
She was born in California. She was born in California, but it says she is Ecuadorian and Italian.
Ooh,
so
nice.
She's got she's not white, she's got some. Sabina is not overly described, except that she's a model, so you assume she's thin, and it says that she has brown hair, I think. So she looks like she could be a model, and she's got brown hair, and she is very pretty.
I do kind of want to make out with her. Like her little lip, I kind of want to,
Yep.
Okay. So mine, now that, hold on, let me see, make sure it's saved. Oh, there she is. So I'm going to send it on over to you. I'm singing. I'm
really singing tonight.
And I'm singing. So, I chose because I was trying to think of somebody. So I'm going to be completely honest. Are you serious? This is when Luna's going to start running around like an asshole. Guys, Luna got a bed in the studio. So she has her own little bed, but she's not sleeping in it. So Sabina, to me, is a fucking bitch. And I think Gianna would probably agree with that a little bit. I mean, she's a bitch. I mean, but that's her charm. Mm-hmm. Is that she's a bitch. I mean, she's a supermodel.
She's unapologetic.
She's unapologetic. She's a bitch. And so I thought about someone who's gorgeous and a bitch. And I thought, and she is white. I apologize. She is white, but she was like the first person I thought of. And she's British, but is Cara Delevingne. Delevingne? I don't know. Develine? I don't know. I'm not going to say her name right. But she is, oh God. I mean, she's been in a ton of stuff. I just remember that one that she was in. She's in
beautiful.
That's right. She's in Suicide Squad. She was in Valerian in the City of whatever. She's right. She's the lead in Carnival Row, which I fucking loved. Because I'm a nerd. But she's adorable. She's 28 years old, so she's right around the same age. Mm-hmm. She's pretty.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful. So that is my Sabina.
Down with it.
Yep. All right, give me your Tristan.
So my Tristan, he's blonde hair, blue eyed.
You sending it over?
I fucking certainly am. His name is Luke Benward. I've never heard of this dude before in my life.
Hello. Oh, wait. He looks familiar.
So I don't think I've ever, he was in Girl Meets World apparently, but I didn't see any of that. He was in an episode of CSI.
He's in Dumplin'. Have you seen Dumplin'?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, my
he
God.
Plays Bo.
Yes. He's Bo.
There it is.
Oh, my God. Fucking guys.
That's
if you've not seen
familiar.
Dumplin', so good. Dumplin' is so good.
It is so good. I highly recommend Dumplin'.
For every heavy girl out there, Jesus Christ, if you've not seen Dumplin', please, if you've not seen Dumplin', if you don't and if you love Dolly Parton, holy God, and you love gay men, this is the best movie on the planet.
I actually gained like a whole new appreciation for Dolly Parton while watching this movie. Also, I love Jennifer Aniston, so I would have seen like fucking anything she's ever in.
She was like she was in this movie just as much as Jennifer, because Jennifer Aniston produced it. Like, so she was,
it's such a good movie. I highly recommend it.
I cried so hard a couple of times during that movie. It's so good. Oh my God. But yes, he's so sweet as Bo. Oh,
I had forgotten that.
Oh my God. I know. He's super cute.
So yeah, anyway, that's who I chose. Lots of pictures when you look for him are him looking like a child. So I really had to
25 years old?
He was born in 1995.
He's 25 years old. Cool.
Wait, May birthday. He's 26.
Oh,
as if
wow.
That makes a big difference.
That's, right? Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. He was in Dear John. Oh, he played 14-year-old Alan. We're about to go down that road.
Yeah. Here's him as a child.
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Which, honestly, maybe Brandon looks like that, like...
Maybe. There you go. There you go.
Because Brandon is described as looking like Tristan. Yeah. Like, before she knew who Brandon's father was, like Tristan had said, he's mine.
Yeah. Good times.
Oh, good times.
All right.
Who is your Tristan, dear?
All right, let me go back. So, I don't know why this person just popped in my head. I'm going to put both here. Hold on. Boo da boo 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 da boo. Okay.
God, with the scruff, he's really just so pretty.
There you go. Click it to win it.
I don't know who this is.
This is Cord Overstreet from Glee.
Yes, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why does he look familiar? Yes,
yeah,
I do
there's
know.
some reason, like, Cord Overstreet, besides the name, is Cord Overstreet, for God's sake.
Is that his actual name, Cord?
That's his,
it can't
well,
be.
I don't know. I don't know if that's his, like, I don't know his real name, but it popped in my head, and I was like, yeah, that actually works, because, like, I mean, especially that first one I sent you, where it's like more of his natural color, where it's like kind of yellow.
Have you seen this one? Hang on.
I'm sure I have, because oh, fuck me. Yes. Ooh, that's right. He was in the Expendables. That's right.
Man,
that beard. I would like the beard burn down below. What? I'm sorry. Okay. I would like to have some beard burn on my thighs. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I don't know. But yeah, so that's my Tristan. This is the second fucking... Wait, his name is Tristan, right?
Yeah, it's Tristan.
Okay, because this is the second book we've had where we're like fucking Wicked, where I kept calling him Tristan. His name was not fucking Tristan. It was Ren. Okay.
And we just were talking about Lingus, so.
Oh, Robbie Lingus. Cool.
Tristan.
All right.
So hot. Yeah. So anyway,
and you know what? Actually, this Tristan is very similar to the Tristan and to Robbie Lingus, because remember, Robbie Lingus has to get he puts that dye in his hair.
Right.
He puts the grease in his hair to make it brown. He wears his glasses on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. Okay. Do we want to take a break and come back with some recommendations?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back.
Oh, we're fucking back, bitches. Like Brittany.
Oh, free Brittany.
Free Brittany!
Get so fucking angry about that.
I'm trying to find our notes. Okay. The next part of this wonderful podcast is that we do some recommendations.
Hell yeah.
Since mine are first, I guess I will go first.
Yeah, go for it.
So, first off, I want to talk about this wonderful book that I read this week. And I love this woman. She's adorable. And she's going to have a baby, in 3 weeks. Becca Mack. My God, girl. She wrote, I read Love You Wild from Cherry Publishing. It's amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, I need to read that, because you said nothing but good things about it.
It's honestly, you'd love it. They have this. So if you want to read my review, it's on our website, and it's on Goodreads too if you want to look. But it's got one of the cutest characters. I'm not a big fan of kids in books, kid characters in books, but Miss Vivi is one of the cutest fucking characters, and the way that Becca writes it is so endearing. I loved Miss Vivi. And then when you find out why she's called Miss Vivi, what her name becomes, it's amazing. So you've got, not an enemies to lovers, it's a playboy too, realizing that he's so as I say in my review, so you've got Avery, our hero, and Claire, our heroine. He realizes, he wants a one-night stand, but then he quickly realizes that Claire might not just be Miss Right now, but Miss Right. So I completely recommend She's coming out of a philandering boyfriend relationship, and
Dicks.
the writing's great. It's fucking hotter than shit. Like, oh my
Nice.
god.
You sent me a couple like little excerpts.
Oh, like the foreplay up to the, as I say, in out. Holy god, it is hotter. It's muy caliente, super hot. So that's my
Nice.
one recommendation. My other is another. If you go to our website, I did write another review for this book called "Summer of No Attachments," which it's by Lori Foster, and it was another. I received an ARC on this one also. And it was everyone, I mean, in both books, every fucking character is lovely. Like, every character, like, as I say in The Summer of No Attachments, even the villain is not lovely, but you understand where they're coming from. Like, they have an issue, and they have shoes that they're putting on. But it's well written, and both are believable. Like, it's really interesting. Like, both have like these the amount of time which the heroine and hero fall in love are very short, but the authors have done such a good job where you don't feel like it's weird. Like, you don't feel like it's unnatural or not realistic. Like,
Okay.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all met someone who we've clicked with instantly. And you get that in both of those books. Because guess what? Summer of No
Awesome.
Attachments. There's fucking attachments, man.
I was just gonna say.
Happens to be a summer of all the attachments. You know.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I mean, even the wet dry vac. Talking about attachments. So that happened.
My
All right.
eyes just got really wide.
Yep.
All
Zumba.
right.
I mean, I would say Roomba. Zumba too. Zumba. Anyhow, how about you, baby?
Okay, so again, Penny Reed got me.
Fucking Penny Reed, man.
She's a fucking queen. Just don't doubt anything she ever does, basically is what I'm saying.
Nope.
So I started working my way through the Beach Read box set, which I recommend just in general as a thing.
And you did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I talked about it 2 weeks ago because of Claire Kingsley.
Yes.
I'm just now getting to her book because I got derailed as fuck by Penny Reed. So Penny Reed's first, I had recommended the second part of, like, it's a two triplets, like, in a set together. So the first three are attraction, heat, capture, and then the second three are space, motion, time, or motion, space, time. I recommended them before, and now I don't remember the order of them. Damn it. That's really annoying that I don't. Oh, motion, space, time. So it's the whole thing together is called the Hypothesis series. So I read like books 4 through 6, and then I went back and read books 1 through 3 because the first book in the Beach Read box set series is Attraction. So then I read Attraction, and I was like, well, motherfucker, now I have to see what happens with the end of this. So I finished out that triplet, and then I went back to the box set, and then, of course, Blueberry Boys. But I highly recommend the first triplet. Attraction, heat, capture. Like I said, it's the first half of that hypothesis series. It's a lot of S's, and it's midnight. And then the other one, again, found through this box set. You had read, the name R.S. Gray sounded familiar to me, and then I couldn't remember why, but I read Arrogant Devil. And then you had said that you read To Have and To Hold. Is that was, or To Hate and To Hold a couple weeks or a few weeks ago. You had recommended it on the podcast. So Arrogant Devil by R.S. Gray is my second recommendation. Also in that box set, but it was funny, like really funny. And I had sent you a few screenshots that made me laugh.
I laughed.
So fucking
Out of
hard.
context, I laughed. Yeah.
Yes. Like
Out of context drop. Yep.
out of context drop. It's just, she's a very funny writer and made like legitimately hysterical things happen throughout the book. The immediate, it's of course enemies to lovers because I have mental illness, but like it, just the way that they are like immediately like opposing sides of magnets, you know, like they just are immediately fighting with each other. It was just great. It was just such a good book. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Cool.
You got a podcast recommendation for me?
Yes. Well, actually, you're first on the list.
Oh, okay. I can go.
Go for it.
So I'm not huge into like self-help podcasts because I just have a therapist and I can only take so much.
Can I before you talk about therapy, there is that online therapy that everyone talks about.
BetterHelp.com.
No. You keep talking. I will look. There is a online one you can do. Okay, keep talking. Maybe it might be BetterHelp, but I don't know if that's it.
So Brené Brown, if you've looked into anything about self-help ever, you've probably heard of Brené Brown. One of my favorite things that she's ever said, I'm not like a religious Brené Brown supporter, but like, I don't have an issue with her. There's only so many hours in a day.
Yep.
I'm not going to fight her. There's only so many hours in a day, you guys. But one of my favorite quotes from her is, she was giving an interview at one point and she said that something that really helped her was changing her mindset in reference to other people. So she said that she used to think that people were just intentionally trying to piss her off. And then when she started to reframe her thinking and she would think to herself, this person is just doing their best. Every single person is just doing their best today. Then that helped her have more sympathy, more empathy, it helped her not be so angry.
I think it's that feeling of like, you don't know what this person's going through. You don't know what kind of
totally
day
true.
this person's having. Like this person could, yeah.
Right.
Talkspace. That's the one I was thinking of. Talkspace is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she has she has a couple podcasts, but the one that I'm recommending today is called Unlocking Us. She has, I think it's exclusive to Spotify. Like I think you actually have to listen to it either on her website or through Spotify. The most recent one is Ashley and Barrett for the Summer Sisters series on the Gifts of Imperfection. Join me and my sisters, Ashley and Barrett, for part 1 of our 6-part Summer Sister series. They go over the 10 guideposts and talk about our personal wholehearted inventory scores. She's also had Clint Smith, Ashley C. Ford, Oprah, Tarana Burke, who you might recognize as the woman who literally started the Me Too movement. She's had, how do you pronounce her name? Samin Nosrat. I think she's the woman from Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat.
I don't know.
On Netflix. Brandi Carlile. She's had like lots of worldly people as guests. And talking about like, the description is conversations that unlock the deeply human part of who we are so that we can live, love, parent, and lead with more courage and heart.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's a great podcast.
It seems like very diverse. Like there's like, just not...
there's a lot of people. It's not just a bunch of white people getting together to talk. I mean, there are white people, but like there are also lots of people of color, coming from different backgrounds.
Walks of life.
So,
yeah.
Yes. What about you? What do you got?
So I have a podcast with just 3 white people.
Oh, okay.
So, I enjoy this podcast quite a bit. It is called Smartless. I've referenced it because they end their episodes like we end our episodes. I totally stole it from them.
We are
it's
the
fine.
worst.
We are the worst. As someone told me once, if you like it, steal it. Somebody at where we were at work together. So it's called Smartless. It is Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. And so it's
Sean
funny.
Hayes. I fucking love Sean Hayes.
They're adorable. They're all three of them are funny together because they pick on each other, and that's hysterical. They usually gang up to pick on Will Arnett, which is super funny. But so what they do is they bring on someone they consider smarter than them, and that's why it's called Smartless. And it is the gamut. Like, they've interviewed Stacey Abrams. They've interviewed Kamala Harris before. Just to give you an idea, the last episode I listened to was this past week was David Cross, who I fucking love. But the last couple of episodes is Jason Thoreau, Rob McElhenney, Mitch Hurwitz, Jake
Justin
Tapper.
Thoreau?
Huh? What did I say?
Jason?
Oh, yeah, Justin. That would be it. Yeah. Rob McElhenney.
He's super hot.
He is hot. Which he's got that new show. Something. Anyhow, Jake Tapper, Zach Galifianakis, Tina Fey, Gwyneth Paltrow, Amy Sedaris. So Bob Odenkirk. You get the idea. What's his name from... Oh, shoot. Never mind. Brad Paisley. I mean, it's like it's George Clooney.
Singer?
Yeah, George Clooney, Awkwafina, Billie Eilish, Judd Apatow. Yeah, I mean,
love her.
They get like cream of the crop people. And
I will fight anyone who complains about Billie Eilish's like new image.
Oh, they can eat a dick. They can eat all the dicks.
All the dicks.
Yeah. Megan Rapinoe.
Oh my God. I love her so much. Another person who makes me question my sexuality.
Oh, right. One of my favorite episodes is they interview Ricky Gervais. And it's fucking amazing because y'all know how much I love Ricky Gervais. So
I do indeed know your feelings on Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. So it's really good. You get, and it's because these people know them. So it's not just like surface level questions. It's like, in fact, they talk about, so like David Cross, his last, and so those of you guys who follow David Cross, like I loved David Cross's stand-up in like the early aughts. But y'all remember that he was in Alvin and the Chipmunks. But y'all remember that he got roped into Alvin and the Chipmunks 2.
Oh.
And Alvin and the Chipmunks 3. But there's this whole giant story, and I encourage you to listen to him talk about making Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 because it was pretty much him telling the studios to go fuck themselves. And It was kind of amazing because David Cross, if you've never listened to his stand-up, he doesn't take shit for pretty much anybody. He doesn't give a fuck. And it's pretty amazing. So, Smartless.
Into it.
So,
I like it.
Guess what we get to do now? We haven't done it for fucking ever.
We haven't done this in for fucking ever. We get to spin the wheel.
We get to spin the wheel, guys. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
We have heavily deviated from, so how we started, if you are new to this podcast, welcome. But how we started was that we chose our favorite romance novels. So episodes 1 and 2 are our respective, like some of like the top tier cream of the crop for us. Now, after that, we started spinning a wheel so that we would choose randomly. And we have a spreadsheet because we're losers of like a bunch of the books that we want to read for the podcast specifically. We have not spun this wheel, reader, listener, in a very long time because then we had like a bunch of arcs that we were reading, which was amazing. And thank you to every single one of those authors who trusted us with your work early. And then we also had some things that we just wanted to read because they were coming out. Like we wanted to read them quickly. Like Mariana Zapata came out with a new book. We wanted to read that, things like that. And it's our podcast. So
we can do what the fuck we want.
We kind of can just do whatever the fuck we want. And right now, that includes going back to the wheel because we were supposed to have a guest. Did you already spin it?
No, I didn't. Of course not. No, because we got to pretend like that you can hear it.
I need to put the sound effect in.
No,
we need to get a sound effect.
It's fine.
I know. I'm sad about that. So at any rate, we're finally going back to the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, like a quarter of our audience is dudes.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
No.
It's not weird. And also, thank you for listening. Oh, don't let us forget to talk about magnets before we stop.
That's right.
Or do you want to talk about that now? Let's talk about it later. Okay, let's do the wheel.
Okay,
girl, spin the wheel. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
It's fine. I'm so excited.
Is it spinning?
It's spinning. It is 15. So, woo, it's like all this. So 15. It's Amy Penza.
Is it Amy Penza?
It's Daughter of Rage and Beauty.
I'm very excited. So I always said that when we reach this point that I would disclose that I know Amy Penza. She's a friend of mine. So she's great, and she's going to be extremely excited. I told her that she was on our list. This is super awesome. I'm excited to reread it, actually, because I've already read it. But because I've read everything she's ever published. She just published a new one that I have not read yet. It's a novella as part of like a set. So I haven't read that one, her most recent one, but I did download it already.
Yes. So Daughter of Rage and Beauty is what we are reading.
Oh, it's going to be so exciting.
I'm so excited. I'm excited.
I cannot wait for you to read this book.
Amy, I'm super excited. I hope you listen, and I'm excited to read your book. So, I mean, I'm the one, I actually kind of picked this one.
Yeah, I told you to pick because I was like, I've already read them all, so you pick whichever one you want to.
And it's an elf, correct? It's a badass elf.
She's a berserker.
That's
which
right.
is, yeah. So it's Amy, and Amy would even say this, that like her bread and butter is like paranormal romance.
I love it.
So she has a Wolf series, which I highly recommend. And then she also has a couple contemporary romances as well. Well, she has a few actually, but then Daughter of Rage and Beauty is an academy romance, but it's not like high schooler. It's not young adult or anything. It's people that are like in their 20s. They're going to like a special school to learn how to, kill people.
They're going
basically
to Xavier University. It's fine. Like
yeah,
the X-Men. It's fine.
Yes. So it's good. I really liked the heroine, and I'm
super excited.
Loved the hero. So
I'm super excited. I mean,
I'm so excited.
If y'all listened to our last episode when I talked about Wicked, y'all know that I'm the one of the two of us that loves this elf shit. So I'm excited.
It's good.
So that will be our next episode, bitches. I'm super excited about Spinning the Wheel. I'm excited about Amy Penza. I'm excited about a lot of things. You know what else I'm excited about? It's fucking magnets, bitches.
Yes.
How do they work?
So one way, someone has already done this, which I'm really excited about. In our last episode, we brought this up. We're still offering it.
I need to put a picture up of what they are.
Oh, yeah, you should. Put it up on Instagram. So, we need to put that URL in our description. Okay, yes. So at any rate, we ordered some magnets. There are two different designs. They both say, obviously, the name of the podcast, and they say a little dirty, definitely funny. One has a book and a wine glass on it, and the other one, I'm looking at them on my fridge right now, and the other one has an eggplant and a heart on it, because hello. Yep. So how you can get yourself a magnet
for free
is by rating and reviewing our podcast on the Apple Podcast app. We are asking for an honest review. So, I mean, we can't ask you to give us 5 stars or anything like that, but we're just asking you for some honest feedback. Please leave us a review, give us some stars, and in exchange, just go ahead and screenshot your review and email it to us at chicklitbookclubpodcast@gmail.com, and then along with your name and address where you want us to send it, and we will send you a magnet.
Mm-hmm. And I'm surprising Veronica right now, but I'm actually going to design a T-shirt this week, and Veronica and I are going to have them, and we're going to maybe take some pictures for our Insta and for our Twitter, and then you can order them if you like them.
Oh my God, yes. I cannot wait. I didn't know you were doing this. I'm very excited.
Yes, I decided today. I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'm very excited.
I made one at one point, and I think I'm gonna still continue with that. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I think it's gonna be one of our. I'm gonna have a couple of different ones, but I think that's the.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it, and we're gonna do some custom ink, and we're gonna get the shit done. So, guys. We love you.
Please rate us and review us.
Yes,
please. This is a free podcast. Yeah. That's how you can pay us, is by rating us and reviewing us. Happily send you a magnet. Thank you to the people who have already done it. Mm-hmm. We just need to keep racking them up.
Yep,
that'd be really helpful.
Absolutely. And those of you who've reached out, thank you, and we hear you, and we love you, and we love doing this, and we hope you love listening to us. So,
We certainly hope so.
The Chick Lit Book Club podcast. How do we end this bitch? As you said, in the...
Well, hang on. We should tell people where they can find us.
Oh, shit. I thought you did. Okay, sorry.
No, I just talked about Apple
Magnets.
Podcasts. So,
got it.
Yeah, and magnets. All right, so you can find us. We would love to hear from you. Ray, can you actually get the Instagram?
Yeah, it's just, I think...
It's Chick Lit Book Club Podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's new. Ray made it this week or last week or something. All the days blur together. All right, so you can find us almost everywhere. We really don't like Facebook. Sorry, guys. You know what? I'm not sorry.
No. I mean, Instagram I know is owned by Facebook, but... It's fine. Okay. I just don't want to be on Facebook.
Bookstagram, like, it's just a thing.
Right.
So you can find us on our website at www.chicklitbookclubpodcast.com. All of our episodes are linked there, and you can also read the ARC reviews that Ray has written. You can find us on Twitter at Chicklit Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Chicklit Book Club Podcast. TikTok, Chick Lit Book Club. Pinterest, you can see our Spank Naughty lists and our stunt casting. Chick Lit Book Club Podcast. Please email us. Again, if you rate us and review us and send us a screenshot, we'll send you a magnet. Email that screenshot to chicklitbookclubpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also check us out on YouTube, and there's a bit.ly in the description of the episode.
And please go to our TikTok. Veronica makes wonderful TikToks, so please go and like them and follow us on TikTok. If any of you listened to our last episode, you know that she made a TikTok while we were talking, and I did. Sounded defeated.
You did.
I'm still recovering.
Because I can't control the volume of my face.
Oh God, we need to talk about besides. No, the next episode is fucking Safe Fucking Haven.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Okay, so we're going to have a slight schedule change because in the last episode we had said that Driven was going to be the next page to screen. But since then we have learned that the new season, what is it called? Fueled is the next, is book 2.
Scorched,
I think it...
I don't know. Afterburn. I fucking don't know.
I don't know. Turning left. The next
Shake and
season... Oh my God, that fucking movie. So on Passion Flicks, the next book in like the Driven series is coming out on, I believe it is July 22nd. So what we did was bump the Driven review to the 20th. So that's coming out the same week as the second season of that series comes out. Unfortunately, Ray has volunteered herself as tribute to not only watch Safe Haven, but read it. Now, I have seen Safe Haven.
I've seen it too.
So I will rewatch to refresh my memory.
I will do that too.
Do you want me to read the book, darling?
No.
No?
I'll take the hit for it. I will.
You gonna take that for the team?
No, I'll take it. It's fine.
Wow.
No, because I said this is like gonna be penultimate thing for me because we both have seen it, so we know what a piece of garbage pile it is as a movie. At least I thought so. I also have behind the scenes knowledge because it's filmed.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Right.
my family lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. But also, it fulfills my dream of having a bad movie podcast, and then I get to fucking rail about a book that I have not, like, because you guys, I keep this shit bottled up. But guess what? You want to come back and see fucking Ray lose her goddamn mind?
Very excited about it.
I mean, it's gonna be rage fest. It's gonna be amazing. So just get your popcorn ready because it's gonna be amazing. So
It's gonna be so good.
Raisins, like cranberry raisins. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, it's
Really good
happening.
on salads.
Oh, they are good. Guess what? It's just so Nicholas Sparks. I'm fucking coming for you, you bitch. I'm coming for your fucking ass. It's cool. I'm gonna publicly bring you out. Lay you out in public and talk about how much this is all a formula for you. I see you, you bitch. It's happening. Anyhow, okay, so that's coming up. All right, beautiful. How do we end this?
Darling.
How do we
In
end
a
this?
really obnoxious way.
We do, as the boys from Smartless would say.
Bye. I can't
Fucking
believe some people
obnoxious.
listen to their podcast too. Because holy shit,
Do it, because it's annoying on their podcast too.
we're the worst.